I'm Cartoon Corey, and here are some crazy mistakes in SpongeBob. First up is the episode Choir Boys, which has some wild mistakes. Roll the clips.
SpongeBob, I will be late to practice with all of your tomfoolery slowing me down.
Did ya catch it? As when Squidward rips off SpongeBob's fake mustache, just saying SpongeBob looks pretty cool with a mustache. He should consider growing one out. But when Squidward rips it off, the latter's right arm is missing for a bit. That arm is gone. Look at it, it's missing, it's disappeared. Talk about a mistake, guys. Let's keep it moving though and head over to another mistake you've never seen before, so stay tuned.
Second.
Let's keep it going with SpongeBob Season 6. You know, it isn't the best season, but what I can say for sure is a lot of Season 6 episodes have mistakes. I don't know what was going on, if the animators got lazy in Season 6, but we're going to be talking about Pineapple Fever. Here is the first mistake.
Did you hear that?
Oh, it's just Patrick gnawing on his can.
So take a look at this can that Patrick is chewing on, okay? When Patrick first gets the can, it has a yellow label, as you can see right here. I'm zooming in on it, I'm circling it, as you can see, and remember guys, that label is yellow. But when SpongeBob says that the noise was Patrick chewing on the can, it now has a red label. Like, what? How did it change randomly? First it was yellow, then halfway through it changes to red. And it isn't a different can. I know this for sure. It's the same can. So the animators must have messed up and forgot that it was originally yellow. Mistakes happen, and here's another mistake in this episode. Did ya catch it? Well, if you did, I'm impressed because this one is easy to miss. But when SpongeBob looks at the chalk Squidward threw down, his lower lip is black when it's supposed to be red. I'm zooming in here, and yeah, his lower lip is black. That's SpongeBob, man. You need to go have a shower or something. I don't know how your bottom lip is black. That is gnarly, dude. But yeah, 2 mistakes in this one episode, guys. Jeez. Let's keep it moving, though, and head over to another episode. Stay tuned, guys, because I'm saving some of the craziest mistakes for last, and you don't want to miss them.
Exact change. Exactly. Clink, 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 clink.
Enough with the pennies!
Next up, let's head over to Season 12 and talk about a fairly good episode that I personally enjoyed, that being Squid on a Bus, which, I mean, the title's pretty self-explanatory for this one, guys. It's about Squidward taking the bus. It's a good episode, but like most episodes of SpongeBob, it does have 3 mistakes hidden in it, and these mistakes are really, really bad, guys. Here's mistake number 1.
Where's that bus? I've been waiting for almost an hour. Late again. 1 coin.
So in the opening of the episode, Squidward appears to be wearing a watch on his right wrist, right? You can see it right here. I'm zooming in on it. But seconds later, when the bus door opens, Squidward's watch is just missing now. I doubt the dude took it off to go in the bus. What I think happened is in this first shot right here, the animators drew him with a watch, but then the animators forgot about the watch because in this scene, the watch is just gone. Poof, it went missing. And that's not the only thing missing in the beginning of the episode, as there's another mistake that's kind of similar to this one. Roll the footage again.
I've been waiting for almost an hour.
Almost an hour, he says.
Did ya catch it? Well, take a look at this shot of Conch Street right here. As you can see, it goes Patrick's house, Squidward's house, and then good old SpongeBob's house right here, that old-fashioned pineapple house. Now I'm hungry. But in that opening scene, where is SpongeBob's house? It should be right there. You could say that, you know, it just wasn't on the screen, but the distance between Squidward's house and SpongeBob's house is not that wide, and I'm pretty sure the animators were just feeling kind of lazy in this scene and didn't draw SpongeBob's house, which is still technically a mistake. But wait, there's more. Here's mistake number 3. Let's see if you guys can catch this one. Man, 3 mistakes in one episode is like really bad. Nickelodeon be slacking, boy. But take a look at this shot from inside the bus when the bus starts rocking. As you can see, there are passengers inside. They're chilling inside the bus. But when we get the same shot from the outside view, why is Squidward the only one on the bus? The passengers just disappeared? They're gone? Poof? Talk about a mistake, a continuity mistake, and let's keep the video moving, guys, and head over to episode number 4. Here are 2 really quick mistakes that happen in the season 6 episode, Sandcastles in the Sand. Keep those eyes peeled, roll the footage.
Get up, Patrick. It's time.
So take a look at this shot of SpongeBob's house right here, his iconic pineapple home. I want some pineapple now. I always say this, but you know, pineapple's really good. But anyways, as you can see, SpongeBob's iconic pineapple home has a chimney on it. Even take a look at this footage from season 1. It's always been there. He's always had a chimney. But in Sandcastles in the Sand, when SpongeBob leaves his house, where is it? Where'd it go? His house is missing its chimney, and it looks really weird. This was definitely a mistake. I guess whoever animated this part of the episode forgot that SpongeBob's house has a chimney. So yeah, not that big of a deal, but definitely a mistake. And here's another one. Like I said, it's really quick.
Hey, wait! This is not our stop! No one's ever gonna find us out here!
So as you just seen, SpongeBob and Patrick get kicked off of the bus beside this road. I want you guys to remember this road right here. I'm circling it, I'm zooming in, there is a road right here, all right? Then SpongeBob says, no one is ever going to find us out here, and now this road has just disappeared, like it's gone. The road is literally just gone. It was there in this shot, now it's gone. I don't know what happened, but talk about some cartoon logic for sure. Again, I'm always gonna say, guys, this is a cartoon, so I know why this happened, but it was some weird continuity, and every time I watch this episode now, I notice it, and it looks really rough. But anyways, let's move over to another episode, let's go. You know, Plankton is a very evil guy, but have you ever wondered what would happen if SpongeBob went to work at the Chum Bucket? Well, this is exactly what happens in Welcome to the Chum Bucket, a season 2 banger. Here are some clips from the episode. It's really funny.
I lost you!
What?
I bet your contract, and I lost.
Here's the thing, guys. Most of you guys listening to this are young, so I'm not going to talk about bathing too much, but as you know, when you take a bath, you don't wear clothes, right? You take off all of your clothes, okay? Well, when SpongeBob is seen bathing in the Krusty Krab kitchen during this scene while eating an ice cream, we can see his sleeves, which is totally a mistake. SpongeBob is in the bath. He shouldn't have his sleeves on his shirt. That just makes no sense. This was like a major mistake. It's like the animators forgot to take off the sleeves when they drew this one. So yeah, a pretty bad mistake. But let's keep it moving and head over to another mistake in this episode.
This kitchen's not the same without you. It's just a
Now for this one to really make sense, I want you guys to take a look at this shot of the Chum Bucket, okay? So for one, as you can see, the Chum Bucket writing is red, okay? It's red. And the Chum Bucket writing is on the front of the restaurant, directly above the door. Right here, I'm circling it, okay? Now, in this one shot of Welcome to the Chum Bucket during the song section, it's a really good song by the way, the Chum Bucket logo is on the side of the building instead of being above the doors where it usually sits. Furthermore, the text is also blue. Now this might be due to it being nighttime, but it being dark out wouldn't change the entire color of like the text. It would still be red like it's supposed to be in this shot, but here it's blue and the text is on the wrong side. So this was just a weird one. I wouldn't call this a mistake. The animators probably just did this to make their lives easier, but that's not how it's supposed to look, guys. Next up is the episode No Free Rides. This is a classic episode, and just to refresh your memory, here are some clips from the episode.
I'd never let you have this boat, not even if you were Mrs. Puff?
What a classic episode, am I right? I love this one. Now, what I missed when I was a kid though were the mistakes in this episode. Here's the first mistake, keep those eyes peeled.
It's Educational television! Woo!
Did ya catch it? Now, this is more of an animation error, and it's not that big of a deal because it's a cartoon, but when SpongeBob gets grated by cheese graters, that would be a terrible way to die. His eyes come out of the cheese graters several times. This would only happen one time. His eyes would go through once, they'd be shredded. It's not like SpongeBob has multiple pairs of eyes, so this was a bit of a weird mistake on the animator's end. And that's not it for this episode. I have another one.
Booty, you're cold. Take my socks. Oh, Bodie, I'm always gonna take care of you.
So, as you just seen, SpongeBob gives the boat his socks, alright? He takes them off and gives them to the boat. But then, how does he have them back on as soon as he hops into the boat's side? Again, this is just cartoon logic, right? It's fine, but it's still a bit of a funny continuity error. It's like the dude literally just gave him his socks, now somehow he magically has them back on. Whatever.
For a second there, I mistook you for a threat, but you're just a dirty little man. So long, shrimp!
Kicking things off is the Season 3 banger, The Algae's Always Greener. Here's the first mistake, roll the clip.
Even if I have to come back tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
Okay, so see this version of Mr. Krabs right here? This is an alternate universe version of Mr. Krabs because Plankton and Mr. Krabs swap lives, right? Remember this. And as you can see, he's butt naked. He's just in his birthday suit. He's just going commando right now. This is how Mr. Krabs looks for a majority of this episode. Pretty much all of the episode where we're in, you know, the Plankton version of the Krusty Krab, Mr. Krabs is naked. But during this one shot when alternate universe Mr. Krabs is leaving the Krusty Krab, some of the frames of his walking animation show him with pants on, which is totally an error because as I mentioned, he's naked the entire episode. Mr. Krabs is always wearing pants, but in this one shot, he should be naked during the walking animation. Yeah, totally a mistake, and there's more. Here's the next mistake.
And the next day,
Phone call, Mr. Plankton.
and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
Now this one is way more blatant, like I don't even know how the animators missed this, but when SpongeBob gives Plankton the phone, take a look at his belt lock. Normally it's yellow, as you can see in this shot, but for some reason for about a frame, it's red. I don't know what's up, SpongeBob, he's just switching up the drip, you know, switching up the belt buckles mid-episode. It looks good, but yeah, that's definitely a mistake, and here's another one. Roll the clip.
But it's just an ordinary Krabby. Oh my goodness! Squidward!
I tried, Mr. Plankton.
This next one is weird, and it's very easy to kind of miss, but it is a mistake, trust me. So, when the camera focuses on this gnarly, dutty Krabby Patty over here, guys, would you take a bite out of this? Seriously, if I paid you $100, would you take a bite? I wouldn't. But when the camera's focusing on it, the right side of the screen has this random blue border right here. I'm putting an arrow on it. It's just randomly there, which like isn't that big of a deal. You can see it was just a little bit of a glitch in the animation or the encoding of this episode, but it's there and it shouldn't be there. So yeah, let's keep it moving over to another episode. Stay tuned, guys, because you will not believe what I have next.
Well, this record won't.
Next up, I have two really quick mistakes in the episode. Sing a song of Patrick from season 5. Here, let's see if you guys can catch this mistake. Take a look.
Who's responsible for that song on the radio? No, it's not that bad.
Yeah, at least it got that first terrible song out of our heads.
So the mistake has to do with this incidental character right here, the iconic Fred. He's the one who's always going, my leg. Here's a quick clip.
My leg! My leg! My leg!
My leg.
My leg! My leg!
But yeah, this is Fred. And now here's the thing, guys. This mistake might not seem like that big of a deal at first because incidentals change colors and outfits all the time. But Fred actually has a lot of lines in this episode and the change is very abrupt. So as you can see, Fred is wearing brown pants and he wears this for a majority of the episode. But in one scene, his pants randomly change from these brown pants to these blue pants. And don't get me wrong, dude looks fresh in both pants, you know? They're fresh pants, but it's not supposed to be like that. He should be wearing brown pants the entire episode, but it's like the animators forgot that they drew him with brown pants and then changed it to blue pants. So a weird mistake, and that's not it for this episode. Here's mistake number 2.
Oh, we
should sing him a song.
Who's responsible for that song on the radio?
Why, he's right here. Patrick, stop.
This next one is easy to miss because it's more of an audio error. Audio errors are always like the worst in cartoons. But when Fred says, "Who's re?" and it stops, right, from his line, "Who's responsible for that song on the radio?" If you watch closely, Incidental 27's lips actually sync to what Fred's saying, despite the fact that Incidental 27 isn't saying anything. So there should be no lip syncing here from Incidental 27 because Fred is the one talking. So this one's kind of complicated, but let's keep it going and talk about more mistakes, guys. I'm saving the best one for last, so stay tuned. SpongeBob Season 4 definitely isn't my favorite season, but it isn't too bad, especially because Steven Hillenburg was still somewhat involved. Now, the episode we're going to be talking about next is the episode New Leaf. Here are a bunch of funny clips from this episode before we get into the mistakes, just because I want you guys to see it. It's so funny. Alright, let's get into the mistakes. Now for this first one to make sense, I want you to take a look at this shot of Plankton, and I know it's kind of weird, but look inside his mouth. This is your hint for the mistake. Roll the clip.
I surrender! There's no pulling, Crabs. Can't you see my peace offering?
So as you've seen before I played that clip, Plankton's mouth is normally red, okay? It's always red, the inside of his mouth, ever since like season 1. But for some reason in this episode, I don't know what's going on, it's purple. It's never been purple before, and it's never been purple again. So whoever colored Plankton's mouth this time needs to go back and educate themselves on SpongeBob, because his mouth is supposed to be red. Anyways though, let's move over to another mistake. Roll the footage.
I never give you the formula.
This is just another strange one. So after Plankton opens the gotcha letter, Mr. Krabs bursts through the door of the Chum bucket. And now it's important to note that normally the Chum bucket's door looks like this. It's red with round windows, okay? Remember this. But when Mr. Krabs bursts through, the door is randomly transparent with rectangular knobs. It's never looked like this before. It's weird that they just changed the design of the doors to the Chum bucket in this episode randomly. Like, this is an example of the type of stuff that happens in season 4, 5, and 6. There's just no continuity, but whatever. Mistakes happen, a weird one, but hey, let's keep it moving. Okay, up next is the Patty Caper from season 6, or the Patty Capper. Here's some clips from this episode, it's really funny.
Something happens to that secret ingredient. Don't bother coming back to work.
Where is it? Where is it?
This first mistake is really funny. I don't know how this mistake even happened. Roll the footage.
Hang back. I'm going in for a closer look.
So as you know, the inside of Sandy's tree dome has air and water can't get in, right? But at one point of this episode, SpongeBob digs a tunnel to Sandy's tree dome underground. But for some reason, the tree dome does not fill entirely with water via the tunnel, despite the fact that the water flows into the tree dome. It like stops when this should have flooded Sandy's entire tree dome, guys. They're undersea, and this made an opening from the ocean into Sandy's tree dome. It wouldn't just fill with a little bit of water. They would drown. So yeah, I don't know what happened here, but here's another mistake.
Whoa! Hey, don't I got a say in this? I'll see you later, SpongeBob. Things are getting...
First up is the season 2 banger, Bubble Buddy. I love this episode. SpongeBob gets his own Bubble Buddy in this episode, and it really bothers Squidward. But this episode is full of mistakes, guys. There's spicy mistakes hidden in this episode. I'm gonna show clips, and let's see if you guys can spot those mistakes.
Wait, there's cheese on these patties.
And...
Bubble Buddy's lactose intolerant. He can't eat cheese.
Were you able to catch mistake number 1? It's very easy to miss. Like, you need the eyes of a hawk to catch this one because it's so small. But when SpongeBob tells Squidward that Bubble Buddy is lactose intolerant, I have no idea how a person made of bubbles could be lactose intolerant, SpongeBob. But anyways, if you look closely, part of SpongeBob's top right corner detaches from his body. Again, it's very easy to miss, so I'm kind of zooming in on it, but look at that piece of SpongeBob's head just kind of floating there. That is an animation mistake, and hey, I can't really blame the animators, it's easy to miss. But this next mistake in this episode, I don't know how they missed it. Here are some clips.
I won't let you. Here we go! You'll never catch us now!
Now for this one, you really need to be keeping an eye on our boy Squidward over here, as take a look at this footage from the episode Culture Shock when Squidward does his iconic dance. Look at those fresh dance moves. As you can see, Squidward has 6 legs. It's always been this way even since the first episode of SpongeBob. This man has 6 tentacles. But when SpongeBob inflates Bubble Buddy to escape the angry crowd, Squidward is drawn with an extra leg. This dude just randomly gets an entirely extra tentacle, which is just a clear mistake. Whoever drew the animation in this episode forgot that Squidward only has 6 legs, which is definitely a mistake. But let's keep it moving, guys.
Check it out! Doesn't that look fun?
Season 8's Pet Sitter Pat is an interesting episode where Patrick is left in charge to watch Gary. As you can imagine, this was not a very good idea on SpongeBob's end, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about mistakes, baby. Let's get into mistake number 1. Roll the footage. Let's see if you guys can catch this one.
Yellow.
Patrick and SpongeBob, how's Gary?
Oh, Gary. Oh, yeah, he's fine.
This one is super easy, guys. Like, you all should have caught this one. You don't even need me to tell ya. I'm expecting you guys to know already. But this is how a normal phone looks, right? And as you know, phones normally have 10 number digits on them, right? There's 10 number digits on an actual phone. But I don't know what kind of phone good old Grandma Squarepants is using, because look, it only has 7 number dials, which is totally a mistake. I know they're in Bikini Bottom, but we've seen phones in other episodes of SpongeBob, and they have the right number of digits, so this was definitely a mistake. It's a funny one, to be honest, but let's keep it moving and move over. So when you get old, like your big brother Corey over here, all right, your big brother cartoon Corey, I'm turning old, I'm getting old. Sundays become like a very important day. It's like your day off because you're working all the time. So I'm not surprised that Squidward gets so annoyed at SpongeBob and Patrick for ruining his Sunday off in the episode Good Neighbors. I'm gonna get into the mistakes as this episode has a whopping 3 mistakes, holy. But here, take a look at the plot for yourself. It's actually a really good one. We'll get into the mistakes right after though.
Good morning, Squidward.
SpongeBob, what are you doing in my house?
I came to make sure you don't oversleep and miss work.
It's Sunday!
I feel bad for Squidward in this one. Man is busting his butt at the Krusty Krab all the time, working hard, dealing with SpongeBob, all right, dealing with Mr. Krabs and his greedy butt. And then SpongeBob and Patrick ruin his Sunday off. Poor Squidward. But guys, be prepared as I'm about to ruin your childhood. Take a look at this mistake.
However,
What's that, Squidward?
it's Sunday! Our good neighbor doesn't bother me on Sunday!
This is another one that just makes you laugh like a lot, as when Squidward angrily throws SpongeBob out, he's seen wearing his regular clothes. You can see it right here, his regular OG fit. But in the very next shot, dude is now wearing his pajamas. And this happens in a matter of seconds. Like literally he's seen in his regular clothes and then the scene changes and now he's in his pajamas. Weird continuity error, but let's keep it moving, guys. I've got a couple more episodes coming up.
Target in range.
No way!
Hey, where do you want this life-size cutout of you, Mr. Krabs?
Now this next mistake can be found in the episode The Inside Job, and I'll admit it's not that big of a deal, but it's still a mistake. So hear me out real quick. Here are the clips with the mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch this one.
It's located in the heart. How cheesy.
So as you just saw, Plankton can be seen sliding down SpongeBob's spine. However, SpongeBob should not even have a spine, guys, because he's a sponge and sponges are invertebrates. This is also a cartoon though, so I'm definitely overthinking this one, but I still wanted to include it. Like SpongeBob, if he was a legitimate sponge, like a sea sponge, he wouldn't have a spine. So let's move on to the next episode, which has much better mistakes than this one. These next mistakes are amazing. Some of my favorite characters in SpongeBob lore are the superhero or supervillain characters, especially Man Ray or the Dirty Bubble, which is why I especially love the episode Dirty Bubble Returns, which is about the Dirty Bubble actually being a character again in the show. Here are some hilarious clips from the episode.
Dirt. Beautiful dirt.
It's It's a funny episode, right? It's got some really funny clips, and it's awesome to see the dirty bubble back in action. But what isn't so nice to see is the mistake in this episode. It's very, very subtle and easy to miss, but the mistake itself is actually really bad. Here's the clip. So throughout this episode, we'll get clips of these like comic panels that relate to what's going on. And in the last Dirty Bubble Returns comic panel, when SpongeBob hugs Clean Bubble, his right arm and hand are transparent. Like, look at that, dude. His right arm and hand are just see-through. The animators completely forgot to color it in, and that is a blatant mistake. That's a bad mistake. First up is going to be Truth or Square, which is quite literally almost a SpongeBob movie. This episode is almost over an hour long, but it's only really considered to be a special, a TV special. Now, it's a good one. It has a lot of good moments, but it also has tons of mistakes, so let's dive into the first one. Take a look at this.
Are you okay?
Did you guys catch it? It's pretty blatant, but when SpongeBob says, "Are you okay?" in Patchy's dream, the right side of this dude's pants is just transparent. It's entirely see-through, dude. Like, what? This one is a pretty bad mistake, guys. Like, the animators completely forgot to color in this part of his pants, which is ridiculous, but hold up, guys, there's more. Here's another mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch this one. Now, as any hardcore SpongeBob fan knows, a big part of these specials is Patchy the Pirate. I love this dude, which, fun fact, Patchy the Pirate is actually Tom Kenny, who is the voice actor of SpongeBob. Very interesting. But anyways, this next mistake has to do with Patchy, as when he's shaking around in the whale, take a look at this, his hand gets slightly cut off. It looks kind of rough, but this one isn't that big of a deal. This next mistake though, this one you guys don't want to miss. Roll the footage.
Oh, Krusty Krab,
Alright, so take a look at this. When SpongeBob sings "Oh Krusty Krab," look over here. We can see the path to the Chum bucket. It's right there, right? We can see it. The path is right there. But during this scene near the end, where did it go? The path is just gone now. First, it was there during this scene where SpongeBob sings, but then near the ending of the episode, it's just gone. Almost as if the animators forgot about the path in this last scene, which is totally a mistake. And guess what, guys? Here's another one from this special. Truth or Square has a lot of mistakes. So for this one to really make sense, let's take a look at a general shot of Sandy Cheeks over here, our favorite squirrel. So as you can see, there's this patch of tan fur on her torso. And as you can also see, it normally extends to above her chest, all right? It looks like this tan fur right here. But if we take a look at Sandy in her wedding dress in this scene, the way that her fur looks is just different. The patch of tan fur on her torso just doesn't extend this time. Like, look, here's a side by side and I'm circling the areas and you guys can kind of see the mistake here. Not that big of a deal, but let's head over to another special, guys, with even worse mistakes. These mistakes coming up are bad. Next up is Atlantis Squarepantis, and this is personally one of my favorite SpongeBob specials. It's hilarious. They go in this like van that takes them to Atlantis. At one point they even go into a video game. I'm gonna show the mistakes, but take a look at this really cool scene of them in the video game.
What's going on here? Oh, no. Ah!
Dude, that's really cool. It's like really cool animation too that they did a shot like this. But what isn't good animation is the 4 mistakes in this episode. To be fair, the episode's almost an hour long, so it makes sense. But anyways, here's the first mistake.
Hand to hand.
How's it work?
Please have a seat, and I'll explain. Now, here's how it...
So just like Truth or Square, this next mistake revolves around Sandy, alright? So let's take a look at her design again. As you can see, Sandy always has this like square icon on her suit. And it's always yellow, as you can see in all of these shots, even this shot from Tea at the Tree Dome, her debut episode. Well, in Atlantis Squarepantis, when Sandy says, "How's it work?" as that square around the acorn on her suit is white for some reason. When as you guys just seen, it's supposed to be yellow. Here's like a side by side. Yeah, that's a mistake. And here's one that's twice as bad from the same episode. Take a look at this.
Hey, look, it's Atlantis.
Pretty.
Yeah, did you guys catch that? Look at this.
Is this some kind of joke? Ow!
Listen closely, guys, as this one's kinda technical. Now, when Mr. Krabs is trying to put gas in the bus, there's no exhaust pipe, alright? This is a big point in the episode right here. There's no exhaust pipe. They're also told that the bus uses singing as its fuel. So it doesn't need gas, and there is no exhaust pipe at all in this van or this bus, right? Well then explain this, as later on we see Plankton literally climbing out of an exhaust pipe of the van or the truck, which is totally a mistake. They literally said that it doesn't use gas, so there wouldn't be an exhaust pipe on the bus, guys. This is just another mistake. This one's kind of funny too. It's like, what? But let's keep it moving and head over to another special. Season 3's The Sponge Who Could Fly is another banger special. It isn't as long, it only takes up like 20 minutes or so, but it's still really good, even despite the mistakes it has. Take a look at some of these funny scenes from the episode, and then we're gonna dive right into the mistakes. There's 3 in total, so be prepared, they're pretty rough.
It's working, Patrick! I'm flying! I'm falling!
Okay, baby, it's mistake time. Here's mistake number 1. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
I guess I'm not meant to fly after all. Huh?
Listen closely, gang, as this one is kind of confusing, and you need to not only listen closely, but you need to pay close attention. So during this scene, SpongeBob's walking, and we can see this little horde of jellyfish behind him, like following him, all right? I'm showing it in slow motion and circling it. Now, eventually, some of these jellyfish help SpongeBob fly, and he starts lifting into the air. But remember that horde of jellyfish, right? If we watch closely, just as SpongeBob is rising into the air, that horde of jellyfish in the background just randomly disappear. They don't fly away, they don't fade out, they literally just disappear. And it looks really awkward, guys. Like, look at this in slow motion and you'll see what I mean. It's rough. You know what's also rough though? This other mistake from the Sponge Who Could Fly. Take a look at this. Did you guys spot it? Well, in this scene, there's a bunch of these like mini little SpongeBobs, okay? They're very cute, but at one point they all start running around in a circle. And if we slow down the footage, we can see that one of them completely just disappears for a frame. They pop right back in after that one frame, so it's not that big of a deal, but I'm pausing again and look at this. Dude is just gone. Here, even take a look at it again in slow motion. Dude is there and then he just disappears and pops back in. It's more funny than anything, so. But here's one more mistake from this episode.
You may as well
It's hilarious, but in this scene, there's a funeral for SpongeBob's inflatable pants, alright? He loved those inflatable pants so much that he put on a funeral for them. But look closely and you'll notice that there are 2 incidental 41s in one shot. Now, in the past, when I do duplication incidental mistakes, some people will like use this logic that there's multiple of one incidental. But to be honest with you guys, that's not actually how it works. There is over like 200 of these incidentals. Like, look, I'm showing the Wikipedia page. Look at how many of these that there are. Whenever they're duplicated, it is a mistake, guys. It's not supposed to happen. It's the animators being a little bit lazy. But I mean, it's understandable when you're animating a 2D show, like it's a lot of work. So I completely understand it, but just to those people who think these aren't mistakes, they are mistakes. There is only one incidental 41. So yeah, let's keep it moving. So we just covered a ton of SpongeBob specials, longer episodes that were like movies just for TV. They didn't go to the theaters or anything like that. But now it's time to talk about some actual SpongeBob movies, and I've got 2. First up is Sponge on the Run, which came out recently in 2020, which I really enjoyed, to be honest. Especially the Snoop Dogg scene. Take a look at this. It's so funny. I'm gonna summarize it for you guys, and then we're gonna get right into the mistakes.
Even when I'm on, I'm off, y'all. Looking for the king, get a coach, y'all. You better leave now where you're lost, though.
Now, what's going to be interesting about these next couple of sections is that Sponge on the Run is 3D animated. So normally SpongeBob's 2D animated. This is why mistakes are so common, because 2D animation is drawn digitally, which is really hard. 3D animation, on the other hand, is 3D models. So it's less likely that there's going to be a mistake. However, there's still like a couple of mistakes in this movie, starting with this scene right here, as you guys seen.
Must accept a challenge.
But I just want to find Gary and bring him home.
So when SpongeBob says, "But I just want to find Gary and take him home," take a look at our boy's belt. Normally, as you can see in this shot, SpongeBob has a black belt, okay? But in this one shot of Sponge on the Run, dude's belt is like brown. It's the same color as his pants. It looks pretty weird and is totally a mistake. Looking at it, it might be due to the lighting or something, but I really do think somehow his belt was just brown in this shot. Weird, but here's another mistake. This one is just a blatant mess up.
Various and diverse Plankton.
Tonight I launch evil plan number 3087.
Listen closely, gang. This is another complicated one. So at the very beginning of the movie, we hear a narrator talk about all of the different characters, okay? And at one point, it shows Plankton. And as we can see on this blueprint right here, it's evil plan number 3084, okay? If we even look at the blueprint, it's accurate to the plan that he does later on. Now, as the movie progresses, and when Plankton finally goes to do this evil plan, there's a massive mistake. As you guys seen before, on the blueprint, it says it's 3084, alright? But if you listen to Plankton, he verbally calls it evil plan number 3087. So this is totally a mistake here. It's actually evil plan number 3084, but I guess the writers messed up and had Plankton say the incorrect line. So this was a blatant mistake here. And here's one more from this movie.
Probably mention how he encouraged me to start up my own restaurant.
You should open up your own restaurant someday.
The Krusty Krab.
So the ending of this movie has a lot of continuity errors, but I'm only going to focus on this first one. So there's this flashback of SpongeBob telling Mr. Krabs he should open his own restaurant, okay? And they're trying to say that this is how Mr. Krabs went on to start the Krusty Krab. But in terms of SpongeBob-like lore, this doesn't make any sense. In the season 1 episode Hooky, a very iconic episode, and again, it's from season 1, so like original SpongeBob, written by the original creator Steven Hillenburg, rest in peace. In this episode, it shows that the Krusty Krab has been around since at least 1959.
No one's taken a break at the Krusty Krab since the Chum famine of '59.
And then, if we take a look at the episode Truth or Square, which we talked about earlier in today's video, it shows that SpongeBob was visiting the Krusty Krab as a baby in around 1986 or 1987.
Would you like?
So what is being claimed here in Sponge on the Run about SpongeBob, like, causing Mr. Krabs to open the Krusty Krab is blatant cap. SpongeBob wasn't even born yet when the Krusty Krab was invented back in 1959, according to Hooky, and we know this because SpongeBob is seen as a baby in, like, the 1980s in the episode Truth or Square. I can't believe I'm diving this hard into, like, historical facts about SpongeBob, but yeah, it's a mistake, guys. It don't make any sense. The writers were capping on this one, so yeah, SpongeBob did not cause Mr. Krabs to start the Krusty Krab. Next up, we have the episode Hide and Then What Happens. I'm gonna get right into the first mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
You are the one I'm seeking! I'll never find Patrick. He wins at hide and seek. He wins.
This one's pretty bad, and it actually happens fairly commonly in SpongeBob. But when SpongeBob says he wins at hide and seek, he wins, one of his eyes actually partially turns yellow, as you can see right here. I don't think you guys need me to tell you that SpongeBob's eyes are normally white, but in this one shot of this episode right here, it's kinda yellow, which is pretty bad. SpongeBob, you need to go and see a doctor, broski. That's not okay. But what's also not okay is the other mistake in this episode. Take a look at this, guys.
Thanks again, Sandy.
Be careful!
So a little bit of science for you guys. Submarines, right? They need to be in water to move, all right? They move in water. Well, take a look at this scene in Hide Then What Happens. As this submarine is able to move around in Sandy's tree dome, which, as I mentioned before, wouldn't be possible. There is no water in Sandy's tree dome, which is why SpongeBob and Patrick have to wear these water helmets. And to make things worse, if you look, the submarine shows bubbles being made from the propeller when they're inside a waterless tree dome. So just, yeah, that's a mistake and just kind of a messy scene, but guys, check out this mistake. This one's even worse.
Where is he hiding? Way too obvious.
This one's kind of funny. So right here is Conch Street. You guys know this street. It's iconic. SpongeBob, Squidward, and Patrick's houses all are on this street. But in Hide and Then What Happens, when SpongeBob looks around and sees Patrick's house, neither Squidward nor SpongeBob's houses are shown, which is totally a mistake. I mean, again, look at this shot of Conch Street. They should be right there. And even if it isn't a mistake, the animators are very lazy for not drawing them. So just, yeah, a bit of a messy episode, guys. But stay tuned, as I'm saving some of the best mistakes for the ending of the video, so stay tuned, alright? Let's keep it moving. I know I always say stuff like this, guys, but this is seriously the funniest mistake we've ever covered on the channel. Like, I will say that till the day I die. It's in the episode Man Ray Returns. It's not gonna make a ton of sense at first, but take a look at some of these clips. Now, if you've seen the original episode, then you probably already know what's going on here. But in the Polish dub of this episode, Man Ray Returns, the animators completely messed up. In the English version, Man Ray talks throughout the episode and has dialogue, okay? Here's a quick clip of it.
Hey, dude, keep it down. I'm not doing any evil this week. I'm on vacation.
But in the Polish dub of Man Ray Returns, the editors completely forgot to include his lines. So even though Man Ray is supposed to be talking throughout the entire episode, he literally does not speak at all because the editors forgot to include his recorded voiceover lines. It's unknown how this happened, but dude, this is probably, seriously guys, the worst mistake I've ever covered in the show's history. Like, a character that talks throughout the English version's episode, the whole episode, just does not talk at all during the Polish dub. Like, what? Yeah, let's keep it moving, guys. I've got more mistakes. I love this next episode. It is a classic. I'm talking about Club SpongeBob. This one's so much fun. The magic conch shell, for example. Oh my gosh. But it has a mistake. Take a look at this.
And after all, the club gotta stick together. And I mean, you know,
Squidward?
Yeah.
This one is a bit of a nitpick, but also, I mean, if you watch the footage and really pay attention to it, you'll see what I mean. It's a major mistake. But when SpongeBob is shown drinking a glass of orange juice, it looks delicious. Watch the juice in the glass as it stays at the same level the entire scene instead of going down. Like, seriously, dude, I'm looping it. It's like SpongeBob just has unlimited orange juice in this shot, which is totally a mistake, guys. It's a little mistake. It's not that big of a deal, but it's a mistake. And don't click off yet, because I've got more, and guys, things are about to get spicy, boys. Gonna get spicy in here. So there's been a lot of weird mistakes in today's video, but this next episode, the plot of it is even more weird. The episode is Squidbob Tentacle Pants, which already gives you an idea. I'm gonna get into the mistakes, but first, here are some funny clips from the episode.
What in tarnation?
Yeah, SpongeBob and Squidward getting morphed together sounds like a nightmare, especially for Squidward because he does not like SpongeBob very much. What I don't like personally, though, are the mistakes in this episode. Let's see if you guys can spot this one.
No. I have a performance tomorrow. I can't be stuck to that yellow freak.
And as you can see, SpongeBob has this tentacle arm since, you know, he's morphed with Squidward. And more importantly, it's this bluish color, all right? Remember this. At one point where Squidward speaks to Sandy and says, "I can't stay stuck to that yellow freak." And it zooms in on SpongeBob over here. The tentacle arm is yellow instead of the usual bluish color. It's supposed to be the bluish color, but you can see why this mistake would have happened. Normally SpongeBob's yellow, so that's why they'd made it yellow. But in terms of the episode's plot and the coloring and the animation, this is totally a mistake. And here's another one. Did you guys catch it? Well, in the part where Incidental 41 holds his barf, that's disgusting, take a look at Sandals over here as his eyes are just not attached to his body. What? Oh boy, another classic SpongeBob banger. This one's The Bully. This is a really good episode. I love the character Flats. I mean, he's a bully. He's not very nice, but he's still a funny character. Here, take a look at some of these hilarious scenes of him being a massive bully.
I thought for sure that was gonna be Flats!
Okay, on to the mistakes. It's what you guys clicked on the video for. Let's see if you guys can spot this one.
Huh? Are you Flats' dad?
Nothing, son.
What did I tell you about talking to strangers?
So, when SpongeBob comes running out of school and crashes into Flats' dad's boat, this boat right here, we can see that it only has one seat, so only one fish would be able to be in this boat at a time. During this scene, Flats is now randomly shown in the car as well, along with his dad, which wouldn't be possible because there was only one seat unless like Flats is like sitting on his dad's lap. They're both pretty big dudes too. I don't mean to be mean, but they're both kind of thick, so I don't think they'd be able to fit in there. Totally a mistake. And here's another one, guys. You won't miss this one.
Flats is from a town where kicking someone's butt means that he wants to be your friend.
So as you guys just one from this episode, this one is spicy.
A happy face for Flats the Flounder.
Yeah, like I said, this one's spicy, this one's bad. So, when Flats first walks into the classroom, look at the door he comes through and look at where it leads, all right? This door goes from outside to inside the classroom. But later on, when SpongeBob's standing in this hallway, we can see that this door also leads to this hallway, when it should lead outside. I know this one's kind of confusing, hopefully you guys got it, but where this door leads changes, and it's very weird. Not as weird as this next episode and its mistake though, so let's watch it, stay tuned. We don't get a ton of Sandy episodes anymore, but the episode Chips Ahoy is largely centered around Sandy, which I love. Take a look at some of these clips from the episode.
I give you the automatic back scratcher, hair comber, nose picker, and ukulele tuner 9000.
Okay, mistake time. Let's get into the first and only mistake from this episode.
Invented a parallel universe.
That's a mirror, Patrick. It's already been invented.
So as you guys just seen, we see SpongeBob look in the mirror, okay? And he's wearing his water helmet. It's what he needs to survive. However, if we look in the mirror, he's not wearing the helmet. First, he's wearing it, and we even see him go to look in the mirror, but then when we see his reflection in the mirror, the air helmet is just not there, or the water helmet, I mean, is just not there, making for a really, really bad mistake. And guys, that's going to do it for today's video. But if you want more mistakes like this video, click this one right here. I cover some insane mistakes in this video and you do not want to miss them. So do it, click it, click it, click it. If you do click the video, I'll get you your own pet snail like Gary. So do it, seriously. Don't you want a pet snail? Click the video and I'll see you guys over there. We can watch it together and hang out. So do it, click it, peace.
Have you finished those errands? Have you finished those errands? Have you finished those errands?
Let's talk about a season 2 episode. How about Squid's Day Off? Let's get right into it. Here's the first mistake.
Okay, Mr. Krabs. Get plenty of rest, and if things don't seem right, come back.
Thanks, Doc.
Did you guys catch it? No? Well, here's a little hint, all right? It has to do with the sign on the hospital, all right? I'm zooming in. Did you guys catch it yet? Yeah, they completely misspelled emergency, with them spelling it as E-N-E-E-R-E-N-C-Y. This is a really, really bad mistake. It's not like they got one letter wrong. Like, they completely butchered the spelling of the entire word, but I can actually tell you guys why. Back during this season, SpongeBob episodes were animated in Korea by Rough Draft Korea. So it was probably a language situation where whoever did the animation here didn't know how to spell the word in English. Mistakes happen. Anyways though, here's mistake number 2.
I caught you now!
You need the eyes of an eagle to catch this one. But when Squidward eventually makes it to the Krusty Krab for the final time, the road and sand outside switch colors just as he barges through the door. I'm showing it right here to make it clear it only happens right as he goes through the door. Before this, it looks like this, which is how it's supposed to look. But I'm showing it in slow motion, and yeah, that's the wrong color. 3 mistakes in 1 episode. That's pretty bad, man. And we've got more, guys. Let's head over to our next episode. And stay tuned, guys, because I'm saving the spiciest mistake for the ending of the video. We've got some cool ones on the way and random mistake of the day. So yeah, let's keep it moving.
Hey, Squidward, wanna play?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Dude, who remembers Bubble Buddy? I loved this episode as a kid. Dude is such an iconic character, Bubble Buddy. Fun fact, he actually reappears in later seasons, just saying. But we're not here for Easter eggs. We have videos on that, by the way. We're here for mistakes. And Bubble Buddy from season 2 has a couple mistakes, so roll the footage.
Oh no, Squidward, wait! There's cheese on these patties!
And?
Bubble Buddy's lactose intolerant. He can't eat cheese.
Yeah, so this first one is just I don't know how we even caught it, but in the clips you guys just saw when SpongeBob tells Squidward that Bubble Buddy is lactose intolerant, part of his top right corner detaches from his body. And this one's just a really weird mistake. It's a nitpick, who cares? No one would ever notice this while watching the episode, but it is a mistake, and here's another one from the same episode.
Bubble Buddy says it tastes funny. What do you think?
Mr. Krabs!
It's time to end it!
No, I won't let you! Here we go! You'll never catch us now!
So this one's interesting. Let's take a look at Squidward over here. We'll look at this footage from the episode Culture Shock, and you'll notice Squidward has 6 limbs, all right? He has 4 legs and 2 arms. This is canonical, all right? It's been like this since the beginning of SpongeBob lore. But in this episode, when SpongeBob inflates Bubble Buddy to escape the angry crowd that want to kill Bubble Buddy, look, Squidward is just randomly drawn with a 5th leg. When, as I just mentioned, he's supposed to have 4 legs, so they just randomly drew an extra one, and that is a mistake. I'm sure Squidward isn't complaining. Having an extra limb is probably very nice, but I don't know how Nickelodeon feels about that one.
Can I have the secret formula?
No!
Okay.
But he was persistent.
Pretty please?
We've been doing a lot of season 2 and 3 episodes in this video, so let's just keep it going. Here's another one, Plankton's Army. Some season 3 goodness. I love this episode. Let's get into the first mistake. All right, let's do it.
Today is the 25th anniversary of the first time me archenemy Plankton ever tried to steal me secret Krabby Patty formula. Welcome to the Krusty Krab, sir. May I help you?
Did you guys catch it? Well, when Mr. Krabs says today is the 25th anniversary of the first time Plankton's ever tried to finesse him, he doesn't say that exactly, but you get the idea. The door to Mr. Krabs' office can be seen. It's shown right here, all right? And this is accurate. Mr. Krabs has always had his office door right here. However, though, when this robot shows up, the door is just magically gone. Like, it's just not drawn in this one shot right here, which is really weird and lazy. But to make things funny, when Mr. Krabs and Squidward eventually walk outside, look, the door is back. So it was there, then it's gone, and then it's back again. Hey, mistakes happen. At least we can get a laugh out of it, right, guys? Well, we're definitely gonna get a laugh out of this next episode's mistakes because boy, oh boy, is it rough. Let's keep it rolling.
Ew! Why am I wearing this color of shame?
I think it looks good on you.
Some of my favorite SpongeBob episodes, like my top 10 favorite episodes, are these specials. They're way different than regular episodes because they're longer and they usually have like way more plot. But of course, just like regular episodes, they also have mistakes. And the episode Swamp Mates is no exception. I'm breaking that season 2 and 3 streak right now. This is a more modern episode of SpongeBob. But hey, season 12 is still good. But anyways, this episode Swamp Mates has a mistake. Roll the footage.
The escape! If only I had something large and buoyant!
You guys may have caught it, but when Bubble Bass says our only escape, look, his eyes are the same color as his glasses. Normally, Bubble Bass has like regularly white eyes, and even when he's wearing his glasses, when you look through them, his eyes are still white. But yeah, in this one shot, it's just all the same color, and it's not that big of a deal, but it looks really weird. Don't worry though, guys, the mistakes coming up are a lot worse than this one. So, let's keep it moving.
SpongeBob is the only guy I know that can have fun with a jellyfish for 12 hours!
Alright, we're heading back over to season 2 and 3, which makes me a very, very happy boy. You guys know I love those seasons. The episode is Jellyfish Jam, and I love this episode. Here's the first mistake, guys. Roll that clip.
Hey, take it easy. Okay, I'll talk to him. Squidward, would it be possible to play your clarinet a little better?
So as you guys know, SpongeBob's living room is on the bottom floor of his house. All right, we know this. This is just a fact. Now, in this episode, in the clips you guys just saw, we have that moment where Squidward is playing his clarinet. It's not so good, and SpongeBob tells him to play his clarinet better. Savage. SpongeBob, you are a savage. Now, as you can see, SpongeBob is in his living room, but when he pokes his head out to talk to Squidward, he appears to be in a window that belongs to the second floor. But then when he goes out of the window, he's back in his living room again, which should be on the first floor. So this is totally a mistake here. How did SpongeBob go all the way up here if he was in his living room? That's not where his living room is. Up there is where his bedroom is. I'm definitely overthinking this. This is like a typical case of cartoon logic. It is a cartoon after all, but still technically a mistake. And don't worry, guys. This next one from the same episode is a lot worse.
We'll just keep you right here. Quit worrying, Gary. He'll be just fine. Good night, everybody.
This one is very, very, very weird, and I can't blame the animators, to be honest with you. So, in the clips you guys just saw, SpongeBob and Gary go to sleep after partying all night with the jellyfish. Like, they were turning up. Like, I personally want to party with some jellyfish after this. Like, they know how to put on a party. But anyways, SpongeBob and Gary go to sleep, all right? And if we look at SpongeBob's bed, his green bathrobe is just hanging from one side of his bed. But the problem is there is no hook on SpongeBob's bed. We've seen SpongeBob's bed in many other episodes, and the bamboo parts of his bed frame never have a hook on them. It's like his green bathrobe is just like standing magically beside his bed. It shouldn't be hanging there because there's no hook. Like I said, it's a weird one, but it is 100% a mistake. And I mean, come on, you guys know exactly what I'm going to say. I end every section like this. There's more. Let's head over to another episode and cover more mistakes. And I wasn't lying about saving the worst for the end.
We're gonna make this kid honorary town rookie of the day.
For he's a jolly good rookie. but he's a jolly good rookie.
F is for friends that do stuff together. U is for you and me. I love this episode. Fun. I can't believe I just sung for you guys, but such a good episode. Before we get into it though, here are some fun clips from this episode. It's a really good episode. And then we're getting right to the mistakes. And guys, trust me, there are really bad mistakes in this episode.
Hey!
Okay, it's time for mistakes. It's what you guys clicked on the video for after all. There are a bunch in this episode, but we're gonna focus on one because it's really, 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 really bad. Roll the footage.
How can you not see it?
Okay, I see it. It's a Krabby Patty, okay?
So as you guys saw at the very end of the episode, Plankton's plan is exposed, all right? Now, in the clip where he reveals that he took the Krabby Patty, if we look at his bottom legs, all right, and you'll notice that Plankton's legs just keep on disappearing and reappearing. It's really weird. Now, this right here is an animation glitch. This is like a bad one where you can tell during like the rendering process, something messed up, dude, because his legs just keep on flickering in and out and it just looks very, very strange.
Behold, SpongeBob! Before laughter, there was the pre-hysterical period.
Okay, we're heading back over to season 12. The episode is Insecurity guards, and pretty much SpongeBob and Patrick volunteer as guards at the museum. And I will say they're not the best at it. Here's a little compilation of them just not being the best guards at a museum. And then we're gonna get right into the mistakes.
Those kids be okay in there?
Oh, sure. Mummy loves kids. I think this is yours. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely not hiring SpongeBob or Patrick if I need a guard. I also don't know if I'm gonna hire the animators of this episode because they made a massive mistake. Roll the clip.
Why won't you work? Huh?
You guys may have caught it, but throughout this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick wear this. What's really important here is Patrick. Look at him in his fresh little security guard outfit, my boy. Now, throughout this whole episode, this is what Patrick is wearing while at the museum, all right? Especially during this scene, just before they get swallowed and spit out by a woolly mollusk. Now, if you look closely, when they first arrive at the woolly mollusk, they're wearing their security guard outfits, then they get put in his mouth and spit out. But when they're spit out, look, Patrick is randomly back in his regular clothes. And then when they land, he's back in his security guard outfit. So you can see the animators made a mistake. During the animation of them being spit out of the woolly mollusk, they forgot to draw Patrick in his security guard outfit, making for a really bad mistake. It's pretty interesting, but you know what's also interesting? The random mistake of the day. That's right, it's time for the random mistake of the day, where we talk about a random cartoon suggested by you guys and talk about mistakes in that cartoon, and then we'll go right back to SpongeBob. Today we're gonna do another Nickelodeon classic, Hey Arnold. And to all of our younger viewers, don't worry, we're gonna go back to SpongeBob, but this was a massive Nickelodeon Nicktoon show, and the mistake itself is like really, really bad. It's worse than any of the SpongeBob mistakes we covered today. The episode is Eugene's bike, and let's see if you guys can spot it. And here's a hint, it has to do with this character right here named Stinky. And roll the clip.
Okay, but you don't know what you're missing. Look, you guys! I got a new scab! If you squint real hard, it looks like Texas. That's nice, Sheena.
It happens right at the beginning of the episode, but when we see Stinky standing with Joey and Park, look, for about a couple of frames, his entire right hand is just missing. Like, these dudes just did not draw his hand at all. Like, I'm zooming in, no hand there. And again, it isn't for like a couple of seconds, like it's like this for a while. So yeah, massive mistake, and let's get back to SpongeBob.
I was a wimp before Anchor Arms. Now I'm a jerk and everybody loves me. So order now, wimp!
Yeah, this episode is iconic. I'm talking about Muscle Bob Buff Pants. You guys know Cartoon Corey loves season 1, that Steven Hillenburg era. Here's the thing though, guys, even an episode as good as this one has a mistake. Roll the footage.
SpongeBob?
Ahoy, Mr. Krabs!
Mother of pearl!
This one's pretty straightforward. Hopefully you guys caught it. If not though, Cartoon Corey's got you covered. But while Mr. Krabs is sweeping in front of the Krusty Krab, our boy has a coloring error, as look at his sleeve, it's red. Normally Mr. Krabs looks like this and his sleeves are white, as you guys know. So this right here is totally a mistake. Like, Mr. Krabs, what's going on, man? Okay, to be fair, I'm zooming in and as you can see, only half of it's actually red. The other half is the color it's supposed to be, but this is still an error. And we've got more. Here's another one from Muscle Bob Buff Pants.
Your secret workout? What is it?
Now this one isn't as simple as that last one, so you guys need to listen very closely, but when SpongeBob reveals his secret workout to the others, we can see Larry the Lobster in Incidental 24 right here, and behind them is Incidental 24Q. Remember this, okay? It's the three of them with Incidental 24Q behind them. Like seconds later, guys, in the same scene, Incidental 24Q gets replaced by a completely different other background fish being Incidental 24B. Now this on its own is a mistake because it happens in a matter of seconds. The fish behind them wouldn't transform into an entirely different fish. But there's another mistake here, as take a look at Incidental 24B's actual design. Look at this PNG of him. He's this color, all right? He looks like this. But in this episode, when he randomly replaces Incidental 24Q, he's colored incorrectly. As a matter of fact, he's colored the same color palette as Incidental 24Q. So just wow. Man, 2 mistakes in one scene, crazy. But let's head over to another episode of SpongeBob, guys, with even more wild mistakes.
Buzz, 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 buzz.
He took off his pants.
I'll give him a week.
I'll give him 11 minutes.
Nature Pants is a really good episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob decides to live with the jellyfish. Like, he literally moves out of his pineapple home and lives in jellyfish fields. Our man becomes homeless by choice. Now I've got 2 mistakes for you guys in this episode, and they're really, really bad. Like I said, I saved the worst for the end. Here's the first one, and guys, I want to see if you can spot it before I reveal it. So comment it if you figure it out before I reveal the actual mistake. All right, here's the clip.
Welcome home, SpongeBob!
It's at the ending of the episode, but when SpongeBob finally comes home and they're celebrating for about 1 frame, Patrick is missing his whole mouth. Like, how do you forget to draw somebody's mouth? Especially a hungry boy like Patrick who's always eating. Like, give that boy his mouth back. Just a really bad mistake, guys. And here's mistake number 2 from the same episode.
Here, Patrick, have a Krabby Patty. There he is, Patrick. Say you're live.
So let's take a look at Sandy Cheeks over here, all right? And one thing we'll notice is that her neck is brown. It's the same color as like her brown fur. Like, look at the color of her fur right here. I'm arrowing it. That is the color that her neck always is, as you can see in these images. But when Sandy says, there he is, Patrick, if we look, her neck is actually the same color as her cheeks, which is a major mistake. It's supposed to be the brown color. So obviously, Employee of the Month is up there as one of my favorite episodes. Even an episode like this, though, has mistakes, and let's expose them. Here's the first mistake, guys. Roll that clip. Did you guys catch it? Because this one's really bad. In the shot you guys just saw where Squidward is like brushing his teeth, if we look at him in the mirror, all right, we're looking at the reflection of Squidward in the mirror, we can see that Squidward's nose goes over top of the bubbles. That's how the reflection looks. But if we look at Squidward, like the actual version of Squidward, we can see that the animators messed up because those bubbles are in front of his nose. Remember, in the reflection, the bubbles are behind his nose. So like real life Squidward, the bubbles should also be behind his nose, but they're in front. So really weird mistake right here. I definitely rambled and over-explained it, but you guys get it now. And here's another mistake from the same episode.
Honey.
Okay, so for this one, we need to go back a little bit, all right? We're gonna go to any random episode of SpongeBob and take a look at the doors of the Krusty Krab. And what we'll notice is that the handles to these doors are always like gold or brown, all right? They're always this color right here. Well, in Employee of the Month, when Squidward and SpongeBob barge into the Krusty Krab when they're racing near the ending of the episode, look at the handles of the Krusty Krab doors. They are completely incorrect. They're for some reason like clear and see-through or transparent, when as I already showed you guys, they're supposed to be gold or brown. I'm totally a nerd for even catching it, but yeah, totally a mistake. And stay tuned, guys, because the mistakes are going to get crazier as we go. Let's head over to our next episode.
I won't take my hands off this bike, I promise.
I'm doing it!
I didn't let go!
Next up is the episode Ride Patrick Ride, which is all about Patrick learning how to ride a bike. He isn't very good at it at first, but he eventually gets pretty good. Here's some clips from the episode, really funny.
Hi, Mrs. Puff.
Hello, SpongeBob.
You know, I'm having a little trouble trying to teach Patrick how to ride a bicycle. Have you ever had trouble teaching a student, Mrs. Puff?
You know, of all people, I don't think SpongeBob should have been the one trying to teach Patrick how to ride anything, considering this dude can't even ride a boat. I know he can ride a bike in the episode, but SpongeBob, you're not a very good teacher. Anyways, though, let's get into the first mistake from this episode. This one is very easy to miss, and I'm very proud of myself for finding it. Roll the footage.
In honor of becoming the greatest bicyclist who has ever lived, I present you the key to Bikini Bottom.
So as you can see in this scene, Patrick's bike, the handles, right, have these like ribbons or beamers coming out of it, right? These stringy things coming out. It's red. It's right here. I'm circling it. Remember this, as during this scene where Patrick is getting a key from City Hall due to saving a bunch of people, it's so funny, those ribbons are not on the handles of his bike. And the reason this is really a mistake is seconds later in this same scene, look, he has the ribbons in this scene, the lady with the keys right beside him. But if we rewind for just a couple of seconds, in this shot where it's zoomed out, he doesn't have the ribbons on his handles. I'm so proud of myself for catching this one.
Legend has it that their curiosity got the best of them. And they pulled the plug. The entire ocean rushed into the drain and sucked those two kids right down with it.
The Main Drain is an interesting season 7 episode. I mean, it's not a bad one, it's not a good one at the same time, but it does have 2 mistakes. Take a look at the first one.
Safety!
What in Neptune's bathtub do you think you're doing, lad?
If you caught that one, I'm very proud of you, but take a look at this lever right here beside this freezer. Remember it as it disappears when SpongeBob puts the danger sign on the floor. First it's there, as you can see here, but then when SpongeBob puts this danger sign down, it's just gone. Almost as if the animators forgot to draw it the second time. Pretty weird, but wait until you hear mistake number 2.
Why don't I wait? One sec. Time for a scary story, boys.
Where is the main drain, Mr. Krabs?
Mistake number 2 is just as weird. So, when Mr. Krabs turns off the lights, there's this light switch right here on the left side, alright? But when Mr. Krabs eventually finishes his story, the light switch suddenly changes positions. Yeah, very messy scene. It's not that big of a deal, and the mistakes I'm going to be covering later on in this video are much better than this one, but it's still a mistake, guys. Anyways, let's keep it moving.
So, how long are you visiting for? 7, 5, maybe 3 minutes?
We're here to stay, son.
We're heading over to modern SpongeBob with this next one, as it's a season 14 episode, but that ain't gonna stop me from exposing mistakes. I've already found one in this episode. It's not that big of a deal, but I'm sure you guys will be able to catch it. So, roll that clip.
So long, son.
Turn Turns out the formulas were something after all.
Did you guys catch it? Well, this is a classic mistake. The Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket are directly across from each other on this street right here. And then this street breaks off into two paths, one path leading to the Krusty Krab and the other path leading to the Chum Bucket, as you can see in the clips I just showed you. Well, in Blood is Thicker Than Grease, at the very end of the episode, we get a shot where we should be able to see the Krusty Krab, but it's just blatantly missing from across the street. Like, how does this happen? The animators just completely forgot to draw the Krusty Krab, making for a minor, but at least very funny mistake. And there's plenty more where that came from, guys.
Well, golly! Randy says the rodeo's come to town!
Championship title? For what?
You got cotton in your ears?
No, it's not cotton. It's actually an old moldy piece of Krabby Patty.
Up next is the season 7 episode Rodeo Days, an episode where SpongeBob has to save Sandy. But what I'm gonna do is save you guys from watching the episode and just show you the mistakes. Here's the first one.
Sandy! Oh, it's not opening.
Now this one is very hard to catch. You gotta pay close attention, okay? But after SpongeBob says, it's not opening, there is a white spot that flashes for a split second under his right arm. Not that big of a deal, I'll admit, but it's still there and it's still a bit of an animation mistake. A very forgivable one, but hey, it's still a mistake. And guys, there's one more in this episode, but stay tuned as the next episode has a wild mistake.
Did we save Sandy?
No, Patrick, we didn't.
This one is just like really funny, okay? So hear this one out. As we've seen in the episode, SpongeBob and all of these sea creatures are not able to breathe in Texas because they're sea creatures. They need to be in water or they die. I mean, we even see what happens to them in Tea at the Tree Dome with Sandy when SpongeBob and Patrick go in the Tree Dome without helmets. They like almost die. This is a big part of SpongeBob lore or canon, but if you watch the episode Rodeo Days, SpongeBob and all of the sea creatures, despite not being able to breathe in Texas, just continue to live their lives normally as if there's nothing wrong. These guys would die. But anyways, let's head over to another episode, guys. These upcoming mistakes are going to blow your mind.
Yeah, it's me, SpongeBob, fry cook extraordinaire.
Hello.
I know your secret.
What? Who told you?
Oh, a little cashier told me. Follow me.
Yeah, whatever you say, man. Moron.
I've said this many times before, but SpongeBob Season 6 has a lot of hit or miss episodes, and one of those episodes that's right in the middle, it's just mid, it ain't bad, it ain't good, is Gullible Pants. This episode does have some good in it, especially the dancing scenes of SpongeBob, so take a look at these really funny clips of SpongeBob dancing, and then it's time for some mistakes. Then we're gonna be exposing some mistakes, alright? Here's the funny clips though first.
What the? SpongeBob dancing like a goofball?
And a hey, and a ho, and a hey, and a ho, and a hey ho, ha ho, hey ho, ha ho.
Alright, it's time for the mistakes, guys. Let's do the mistakes.
452, 453, 454.
So, in the opening shot of the Krusty Krab dining area, we can see Incidental 114 right here. And my boy is dressed up in a light blue shirt, looking fresh, Incidental 114. But as the scene progresses, moments later, when Mr. Krabs looks at the dining like a periscope, Incidental 114 has completely changed his drip and is now wearing like a brown-green shirt. There's another one in this episode that's fairly common in SpongeBob, so you guys should easily be able to catch this one. Roll the footage.
Come on, let's go. You don't want... I miss this.
What's he doing? He's dancing!
This one is a classic SpongeBob mistake. So when SpongeBob stops the customers with his awesome dancing, the Chum Bucket, which normally is across the street, as you guys can see in this shot, normally the Chum Bucket is directly across from the Krusty Krab. But in this shot of Gullible Pants, not only is the Chum Bucket, but also the path to the Chum Bucket, they're both missing from across the street, which is totally a mistake. It's a common mistake, but it's totally a mistake.
Robot!
We have one of my favorite season 3 episodes, Crabborg, where SpongeBob convinces Squidward that Mr. Krabs could be a robot. It's a really, really good episode, but of course, even a good episode like this has mistakes. There's actually 2, and here's the first one.
I guess I'm a little bit jumpy. I keep thinking robots are taking over the world, probably on account of this movie I watched last night where robots take over the world. I even asked Gary if he was a robot. Pretty funny, huh?
Hilarious.
Yo, did you guys catch that? Don't worry, Cartoon Corey's got you covered. Let's expose this mistake. It's very, very easy to miss, but if you guys look closely during this scene right here and we zoom in on SpongeBob's pant leg, more specifically his left one, the animators messed up as the left line of SpongeBob's left pant leg overlaps onto the tray that SpongeBob is holding. I'm zooming in so you guys can see. I'm circling the line right here. And yeah, that line is for SpongeBob's pant leg, so it shouldn't be overlapping with the tray that he's holding. Like, what? Not a huge deal because I mean, like, how would any normal person catch this mistake? I'm just a massive dork, but yeah. And here's another one from the same episode.
Who's watching the cash register?
Did you guys catch it? Alright, so at one point of this episode, we get this scene where SpongeBob and Squidward fight to get a hold of Mr. Krabs. And we eventually get this shot of the Krusty Krab from the outside, while we hear the turmoil going on inside. The problem is, if we zoom in on the Krusty Krab and look inside, this second shot from the Krusty Krab is just reused, and the fish inside the store are like frozen. I'm gonna play the clip again and you'll notice that it's just a still image. The fish do not move at all. Yeah, totally a mistake here, and guys, we've got a lot more, so stay tuned. I'm saving the worst mistake for the ending of the video, but the set of mistakes from this next episode are going to blow your brain. Let's keep it moving, gang.
Behold! Revenge Bot Model QT Pie! Yes.
Did you say it was going to eat people?
That's right.
All right, so we're gonna jump over to season 13 for this next one. The episode is Say Aw, and this episode's a little hit or miss for me. It has some good moments, but it also has a mistake, and it's actually a really funny one. Roll the footage, and here's a hint. I'm showing a PNG of him on screen. You guys wanna focus on incidental 6 right here. More specifically, his feet. All right, I'm gonna play the clip with the mistake, and guys, let's see if you can spot it and comment it before I reveal it.
All right, you brain-dead barnacles, drop those patties.
Near the beginning of the episode, if we take a look at incidental 6 right here, we can see that he's not wearing any shoes. He's just walking around in his bare feet. I hope the dude doesn't step on a Lego or something. That would really hurt. Remember this as it's important, as if we watch this same scene as it progresses, look, incidental 6 randomly gets a pair of shoes. I'm showing a side-by-side, and I want to remind you, this all happens in a matter of seconds, so like, dude didn't go home and put shoes on. The animators drew him without shoes and then forgot and drew him again with shoes. All in the same scene, so yeah, pretty funny. Not as funny as this next episode's set of mistakes though. Let's keep it rolling, Grapple Gang. Stay tuned, things are gonna get wild.
Patrick, it's me, SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, what are you doing in there?
Patrick!
Oh my gosh! SpongeBob's stuck inside this rock!
We're back to the classics with this next one. The episode is Valentine's Day from season 1. And I mean, the episode's from season 1, so it's kind of just automatically a banger. I love this episode. Let's expose some mistakes though. There are 3 in this one episode, wow. And here's the first one. Roll that clip.
Chocolate.
So this first one's pretty straightforward. As you guys know, in Bikini Bottom, all right, Sandy wears her suit with the helmet on it so that she doesn't die. She can't breathe in water like fish because she's a squirrel and needs air. So the whole point of this helmet right here is to stop water from going in and drowning her. Well, the animators forgot about this for a second, as when Sandy opens her helmet to receive the chocolate bubble, in the clips you guys just saw, no water goes inside her helmet, even though they're literally underwater. So again, I'm being a nerd. This isn't that big of a deal, but still kind of technically a mistake. Like, Sandy should have died. I hate to say it, but like, rip. Anyways though, here's mistake number 2 from Valentine's Day. This one's a lot more interesting. Roll that footage.
Mine! All right, everybody out! This is my carnival!
it.
Can't find it here in the carnival. Because it's on top of Mount Climb Up and Fall Off!
Did you guys catch it? Well, this one's kinda tricky, so don't worry, let me explain. A majority of this episode takes place at the Valentine's Day Carnival, like a big carnival that takes place at Goo Lagoon. Now, at one point of the episode, when we see this sign right here, we can see that climb up and fall off can be seen by the Valentine's Day Carnival sign right here. It happens more specifically when Patrick mentions it. However, if we rewind a little bit back to when we first see the Valentine's Day Carnival sign right here in this shot, Mount Climb Up and Fall Off is just not visible, it's not there, which is a mistake because, as I already mentioned, later on in the episode when Patrick mentions it, we can see the Valentine's Day Carnival sign, but Mount Climb Up and Fall Off is right there. So yeah, a little bit of a continuity error here. And wait, there's more! There's another mistake in this episode, guys. Here's mistake number 3 from Valentine's Day. Roll the footage, please.
Come in, Sandy. Sandy to SpongeBob. I got my ox in a ditch here. Howdy, Patrick.
Hi, Sandy!
Man, 3 mistakes in one episode, that's wild. Hopefully you guys caught it though, and if not, you guys know the drill, I'm gonna expose it. It happens during this scene when Sandy is fighting the chocolate-eating scallops. There are some crazy creatures in Bikini Bottom. Anyways though, in this scene, the balloon's basket seems to be missing, only showing the string attached to it. This is how the balloon normally looks with the basket right here. But yeah, when Sandy's fighting them, it's missing, and we can only see this string right here. Don't worry, the basket does reappear eventually when Sandy arrives at the carnival. But yeah, during that one shot, it's just gone. Yeah. I think we can all agree that Mr. Krabs is a terrible boss. He overworks his employees, he's greedy, he's even a bad dad. But in the episode Company Picnic, he decides to do something nice. Take a look at these clips.
Just watch out because here it comes. Yay!
Oh, what now? Too much wheeing. What is... Oh, pickle juice! What's going on in here?
Just in time, Mr. Squidward. You're about to go on the greatest company picnic ever!
A company picnic, eh? That gives me an idea. Well, I guess things will pick up once the food gets here.
Right you are! Here's the food! You open it with your teeth. Isn't that fun? Company picnic? That's not how you spell company picnic. Yes, Plankton.
See, I like this episode because Mr. Krabs actually was trying to do something genuine, but then Plankton comes along and messes everything up. But the animators also made a few mistakes in this episode, not just Mr. Krabs or Plankton. Let's take a look at them.
I'm out of here. You can never have too many. Hey, Squidbob!
I've got a plate. It's made of paper. It's a paper plate.
Okay, so at one point of this episode, we get to see these 2 stuffed walruses, okay? And as you can see, their tusks are yellow, their bodies are orange. Remember this, it's very important. Well, when SpongeBob hears Squidward, Mr. Krabs, and Plankton laughing together, the 2 stuffed walruses, now their tusks are orange. Originally, they look like this, they were yellow. Now they're orange, which is a very weird mistake. I'm nitpicking, but I don't even know how this mistake happened.
Cruise ship ahoy!
Appears I am being abducted by aliens.
Finally. Next up, we have a very new episode. It's Star Cruise, and I'll admit I'm kind of cheating, guys. This is The Patrick Star Show episode, but I mean, come on. SpongeBob, Patrick Star Show, it's all the same stuff. Well, actually, regular SpongeBob is way better, but anyways, the episode is Star Cruise, and here's the mistake.
Enjoy your cruisy snooze.
Hard pillars!
Okay, so let's take a look at Bunny over here. This is Patrick's mother, for those who do not know. And you'll notice a big part of her design is this lipstick right here that she always wears. You can see it right here. Remember this, as in Star Cruise, when Bunny leaves the engine room in this scene right here, look. It's not a huge deal, but the animators completely forgot to draw her lipstick. And what's funny is, like, after this scene, look, her lipstick is back. And before this scene, she was wearing lipstick. So even when we see her in the engine room, she's wearing lipstick. So just, yeah, a mistake. This one is nothing compared to the next set of mistakes we'll be covering in this next episode, though. Let's head over there. Hold up for a second. It's time for the random mistake of the day, where we're gonna get right back to SpongeBob, talk about another cartoon and a mistake in another cartoon very quickly. Today, we're going to be doing The Amazing World of Gumball, something recommended by you guys a ton. And again, we're gonna get right back to SpongeBob, guys, so stay tuned. If you're here for SpongeBob, don't worry, but yeah, for a little context, the mistake revolves around this character right here, Richard, who's the father of Gumball, all right? It has to do with him, and it's in the episode The Kids. Roll the clip, let's see if you guys can spot it. And then we're going right back to SpongeBob, just reminding you guys again.
You still got it. Hey, kids, do I look old to you?
Hard to say. I guess that's the good thing about being fat. It fills out all the wrinkles. Come on, help us out here. Was it BC or AD?
This is definitely a situation where it's blink and you'll miss it for sure, and it's also really, really fun. But after Richard goes to leave the room after being insulted from his kids about looking old, if you look closely, his face completely disappears. You can barely see it in motion, so we're pausing it here and you can see it, and just, yes, something very creepy about seeing Richard without a face. Funny mistake here from the Amazing World of Gumball, and it's back to the main event. It's back to SpongeBob, and this one, guys, is going to be wild. Lots of mistakes.
Patrick, wait! Let me call a locksmith!
No, I don't need any old locksmith.
Patrick! Patrick, Patrick! Don't you think maybe that you shouldn't...
Man! This card is fantastic!
See, I told ya, we're back with regular SpongeBob, and we're gonna be talking about the episode The Card, which has some hilarious scenes. Here, take a look at some of these hilarious gags from the episode. The episode actually really hits. It's a good episode.
Ooh, Mermaid Man's bubble-powered wheelchair from season 12! Oh, and Barnacle Boy's bunion! Holy scallops, these must be the most valuable cards in the world!
Those cards aren't worth nothing. I wouldn't put those cards in the spokes of my bike.
Oh boy, let's see which card I got. Is this a good card, SpongeBob?
No, it's just another...
Mermaid Man says... Buy more cards!
Number 54! That's the best card there is! I can't let anything happen to that card. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy would never forgive me. Patrick, look out! Was close.
See, I told ya. Also, I just want to say it's really funny that they did like a card game on SpongeBob. Imagine SpongeBob opening up like Pokemon cards. Dude pulls like a first generation Charizard. Holy cow. But anyways, let's get into the mistakes, guys. Here's the first one.
You can have your card now. I hope you get as much use out of it as I have.
More cards!
Never have Mermaid Man card number 54, the special talking one!
Well, what about these?
Number 54!
So for this mistake to really make sense, I want you guys to take a look at this card right here. It's called card number 54. As you can see, there is a giant fist in the art of this card punching Barnacle Boy right here. Ouch, poor Barnacle Boy, dude, that must have hurt. Well, at one point in the episode, Patrick shows SpongeBob 4 number 54 cards at once. And if you look at all of them, they're accurate, except for the second one, as the second one just doesn't show the giant fist punching Barnacle Boy. I have no clue like what happened here, dude, but it's kind of funny because they're all the same card, but just this one version, the second one, is missing a part of the art. Totally a mistake, and wait, there's more. Here's another mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it. Keep those eyes peeled.
Next.
Oh no.
Hey, Quincy, how's my favorite money man?
Here you are, sir.
Thank you. Quincy, this one is wrinkled.
Here, try this one.
This one smells funny.
Oh, come on! Would you hurry up?
This is another weird one. So in the opening shot of the inside of the bank, this character right here, Incidental 29, appears after Incidental 107. But when the fish tells SpongeBob to hurry it up, Incidental 23 now replaces Incidental 49. When Incidental 23 was never even in the opening shot. This was just like weird. And this all happens in a matter of seconds, so yeah, definitely a mistake here.
Who's been in Bikini Bottom for as long as Mr. Krabs?
Ow!
No! Hi, Plankton!
This next one has very few mistakes, but the one it has is actually really bad, so I'm gonna make it quick. The episode is The Main Drain, a very underrated episode. Like, be honest, have you even heard of this episode before? I definitely hadn't before this video, but anyways, here's the first mistake. Let's expose it.
1 sec. Time for a scary story, boys. Again.
Where is the main drain, Mr. Krabs?
Did you guys catch it? It's a very weird one, but when Mr. Krabs turns off the lights, it's on the left side, as you can see right here. However, when Mr. Krabs eventually finishes the story moments later, the switch suddenly just changes positions. Like, what? The animators definitely forgot about where they originally put the light, but hey, stuff happens, alright? Mistakes happen sometimes. At least this one gives us a good laugh. I don't know if it's as funny as this next episode's mistakes, though. Let's keep it moving and stay tuned, guys. Things are only gonna get worse as we go. Our next mistake can be found in the episode Shell Games, a really fun episode from the show's 12th season. Now, the mistake, to be honest, is very subtle, so I'm going to make this section quick. That way we can get back to the more crazy mistakes I've saved for later on in this video. They're crazy, so stay tuned. But yeah, during this zoomed out shot of Mrs. Puff, as you can see if you look closely, her lipstick is red, okay? It's red. You can see it right here. Well, in the very next shot, where we get a closer look, her lipstick has magically changed from red to pink, thus making for a subtle but interesting mistake. Again, we've got some cooler ones later, so stay tuned, but here's a clip of this one for now.
You're the best driving student I've ever had, Roger. Kudos.
Mrs. Puff! Mrs. Puff!
Roger! We have to move now! Punch it!
In the episode House Sitting for Sandy, SpongeBob gladly accepts to house sit Sandy's tree dome. Well, she's away, and while all is quiet at first, this quickly changes when Patrick arrives, yes, Patrick, for a visit, and causes absolute chaos, which eventually results in the tree dome getting destroyed. Yeah, this episode is pretty wild. I recommend it. Now, don't worry, they figure it out by the end of the episode, and everything works out for Sandy. But if we rewind back to this scene, there is actually a mistake, and I know you missed it. When Sandy is giving SpongeBob a rundown of what to do while she's gone, there are a few frames where the patch normally found on her suit is just missing, thus making for an awkward little mistake.
And last but not least is my collection of rare and fragile artifacts that has to be cleaned twice daily. Now, are you sure you can handle all that, Sponge?
When Squidward decides to treat himself to a nose job, SpongeBob drives him to the hospital to get it. Just unfortunately for Squidward, SpongeBob never leaves, he just stays there. And as a result of this, SpongeBob is mistaken for an actual doctor. And this goes way too far, with SpongeBob eventually becoming Squidward's surgeon. Yeah, poor Squidward. Now in the end, SpongeBob doesn't do a very good job, and this leaves Squidward looking very, well, not so handsome. But we're here to talk about mistakes, so yeah, let's do that. During this scene, where SpongeBob enters the operating room, one of the fish on the left is purple. However, when we see this fish again in the next scene, he's now just a completely different color. He isn't purple anymore, that's for sure, so definitely another mistake here.
Oh, yeah. This is the life. And best of all, there's no SpongeBob here to ruin it. Wait, no.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Our first set of mistakes can be found in the iconic and very nostalgic episode SB129. Did you catch it? Well, this is how SpongeBob's house normally looks. It's looked like this since the show's first ever season. It has 2 windows, right? We've covered mistakes like this in the past, but this one's completely new, by the way. Well, in this scene of SB129, what's going on with SpongeBob's house? It only has 1 window, which is a very lazy mistake. And that ain't even it for this episode. I've got another mistake, but let's see if you guys can catch it on your own first.
No.
This one is very sneaky. So this is how SpongeBob normally looks. He has a red tie. Remember this, it's red, it's always been red. But in this one shot where Squidward sneaks away to the Krusty Krab, why is SpongeBob's tie black? That's a mistake. The episode Reefblower is not only very short, but it's also a silent episode with no dialogue. This is the second episode of the show to air ever, and it's interesting to imagine if all episodes of the show were like this one. But anyways, let's talk about the mistake. It isn't that big of a deal, I guess, considering this is literally the second episode of the show ever, but during this scene, Squidward is shown sitting on a doorstep in front of his house. However, this doorstep doesn't actually exist. It doesn't show up in any other scenes during this episode, or any other episodes after. It just doesn't really exist except for this one shot. I guess this isn't necessarily a mistake because it's from an early episode before locations were fully established, but it's definitely weird, and the fact that it doesn't appear at all in any other scenes is kind of a mistake, so yeah. Here's a clip. Our first set of mistakes can be found in the episode Plankton Retires, an episode where, well, I mean, the title kind of explains it. Here, check it out.
Mr. Krabs, did you see that? Plankton is retiring!
Yeah, so turns out, Mr. Krabs has beaten Plankton down so much that this man, this evil little dude, retires. It's crazy, but hey, maybe there's a twist. Before we get to that though, let's take a look at the first mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
He covered me in urchins, fed me to a seahorse, and stung me to death. I have had enough.
Oh, I think someone needs their baba.
Don't you see? We're done here.
He said for the 9 billionth time. You know, Sheldon, if I had a dime for every time you...
Okay, so here's the thing. When we first see Karen, as you can see, she isn't plugged into anything. There's no cable coming out of her computer body. But literally a second later, and look at this shot, as now Karen is plugged in and requires to be like powered, making for a really weird mistake. Here's another one. Just like this one, let's see if you guys can catch it without my help.
How long will you be staying with us?
Forever. And so begins my retirement.
You see there, lad? Plankton is up to no good.
Yeah, so I was right. There is a twist, as you can see, but also more importantly, what's going on with Plankton's eye? His like pupil is just gone and it looks really awkward. Let's move on to some even crazier mistakes though. So as you guys can probably tell, I'm a little addicted to SpongeBob. I love the show. But in the episode Treats, Gary gets addicted to something and it's really funny. Like Gary is tweaking in this episode. Take a look.
Oh, Gary! You got a big surprise coming to you. Snail bites! Gary, that's an awful lot of snail bites for one evening. Are you sure you want more? Whoops, looks like that was the last of them, Gary. We're all out. Gary, it is 4 o'clock in the morning. What exactly do you want from me?
Yeah, like I told you, Gary is on one in this episode. Like, he is dying for more of those treats. Dude is tweaking out. So much so, guys, that I'm gonna show a couple more clips because it's just so freaking funny. Here.
Excuse me, do you have any snail bites? We need some snail bites.
Oh, no. Those sold out almost immediately.
Okay, Gary, I'm off to the Krusty Krab. Hope your day will be as fun-filled as mine. Whoa! Gary?
Okay, mistake time. So we have 2 mistakes in one scene. At one point, Gary shows up to SpongeBob's work, and if you look at his shell, his colors are the wrong colors. This is how his shell is supposed to look, but as you can see, they like flipped the colors by accident, which is definitely a mistake.
Gary, what are you doing here? You're causing a scene! I know, you want more snail bites.
Well, you could try going to the factory where they make them.
Thanks a lot.
This episode has one more. Take a look.
Take a look at this map. This is a map of every pet store in the entire world. We've been to every single one of them, Gary. I can't keep looking, Gary. I just can't.
Hey, SpongeBob! Are your snails still meowing?
I know you guys caught this one. It's very straightforward. But SpongeBob's missing like his pupils, like the rest of his eye. They're just gone and it looks really weird. This happens pretty often, but yeah. Let's move on to another episode.
Anything at all!
Oh, I like a man who begs.
See? Told you.
The Curse of the Hex is a very interesting episode. I personally really like the plot of this episode, so here's a really quick plot summary, and then we're gonna get right into the mistakes. It's a bit of a spooky episode. This evil girl puts a curse on the Krusty Krab, but anyways, here's the first mistake. This one's pretty cursed.
The end of another successful business day. You know, Squidward, this time of day always reminds me of money.
Krabby Patties cost $4.50 these days, lady.
Dude, how did this, even happen? When Mr. Krabs says, the end of another successful business day at the beginning of the episode, the Galley Grub menu lists a Krabby Patty as a Crab Boy Patty. They misspell it. Crab Boy? Yeah, that's a mistake. And here's another one from the Curse of the Hex. This one's more towards the ending of the episode, and we're going to really need to zoom in to highlight this one. But when the customers run out of the Krusty Krab at the end, as I was saying, if we watch Incidental 13 here, they're supposed to run off screen, right? But they actually disappear before running off screen, which is 100% an animation glitch. You can see the layer of him moving was cut off before hitting the side of the screen, and it looks really weird. We're playing it in slow motion, but yeah, this one, it's a very minor detail. No one would notice this, but I definitely did, and it's a mistake. Oh, wait though. I actually found another one from this episode. Roll the clip.
lady? Old lady?
Here I am.
Did you guys notice what's missing? Well, normally there's a back door in the Krusty Krab kitchen that leads to the outside, like the back of the restaurant. We've seen it in so many other episodes, but for some reason in the Curse of the Hex, there is just no back door when it should be right here. So yeah, another mistake in this one.
How could life in Bikini Bottom possibly get any worse?
My Bikini Bottom's erupting!
That's how.
Cool.
Next up is another very underrated episode of SpongeBob, Sponge-Cano. Here, take a look for yourself. We're gonna get into the mistakes, but here are a couple clips from this episode just summarizing it. And then, like I said, we're gonna expose the mistakes, so stay tuned.
Cause being your neighbor leaves me with nothing to be grateful for.
Wow, Squidward, you should really consider getting your plumbing looked at.
What are you boys doing out still? Plenty of room at the volcano shelter. Hey, but no more roughhousing. You got that?
Oh, yes, of course, ma'am. Try and behave yourself, fellers.
All right, it's mistake time, baby. Let's go.
Goodbye, everyone. Huh?
If you're a true SpongeBob fan, you already caught this one. It's very blatant if you understand SpongeBob. So, as Squidward is falling down into the volcano, rest in peace, dude, he's only drawn with 2 legs instead of 4, which is totally a mistake. Squidward does not only have 2 legs. If we even go back to, for example, Culture Shock, right? And Squidward does his iconic dance, look, he does not only have 2 legs, so totally a mistake here. This is a really bad mistake if you really think about it. So much so that I don't even want to talk about this episode anymore, dude. Like, let's keep it moving. It's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a very quick break from SpongeBob to talk about a random cartoon and a random mistake from that cartoon. Today we're doing Amphibia, and for context, the mistake has to do with this character, Annie. It's in the very first episode of Amphibia, Annie or Beast, and it has to do with Annie's outfit, all right? Let's see if you guys can spot a mistake from a show some of you might have never even seen before. Roll the clip.
Oh, here we go.
Like I said, it has to do with Annie's outfit, and as you guys just saw in the clip, when Annie leaps to start sliding into the log with Sprig, if we watch very closely for a frame, this school logo that's normally on her shirt disappears for a frame. It comes back after, of course, and it's on her before this, but for that one frame, it's missing, and that, my friend, is a mistake. Now though, let's get back to what you guys clicked on, SpongeBob SquarePants. Next up, we have the Masterpiece, another episode that I haven't seen before making this video. It's mainly because I wanted to cover a lot of SpongeBob episodes we haven't covered before in this video. So, you know, Cartoon Corey's always got you. I don't want to be covering the same episodes all the time. But anyways, the episode's the Masterpiece. And here, take a look at the plot of this episode. Take a look at this summary of clips. It kind of summarizes the plot. And then don't worry, we're going to get into the 2 incredibly bad mistakes in this one episode. Just take a look at this first.
The crab, open! Patrons, spring forth! The Krusty Krab will now seat you.
We got no customers!
Rise and shine! We're the best restaurant in the sea! The Sea Chicken Shack!
Say, Mr. Sea Chicken, how's the flavor of that zesty sea chicken sandwich?
It's impeccable!
I need you to head over to the Sea Chicken Shack and see what's cooking.
You want me to go undercover?
That won't be necessary, boy. Just look around.
Yellow scrubber to Big Red. Come in, Big Red.
Just tell me what you see, SpongeBob.
I am inside. Repeat, I am inside.
Are there any unique or interesting amenities that might attract me customers in any way? Please see.
I see a giant statue depicting Mr. Sea Chicken in all his glory.
All right, Grapple Gang, let's expose this first mistake together. Roll the footage.
Yellow scrubber to Big Red. Come in, Big Red.
Just tell me what you see, SpongeBob.
And it smells in here, like a tuna bathed in algae after running a marathon.
Oh, so it's a
Try now to exercise.
I have infiltrated the line right now, and I'll report back once I have obtained sample.
We gotta pay close attention for this one. It's kind of technical and there's a lot of things moving. So when SpongeBob starts talking to Mr. Krabs, we can see Incidental 41 right here in front of him. All right, this character right here, Incidental 41, and he's in front of him. Remember this. As moments later, when he starts talking about the smell, Incidental 41 is no longer there. He's just disappeared, despite it only being seconds past. And now Incidental 23 is shown there instead, which is totally a continuity error. At first, Incidental 41 was there, then in like a second, Incidental 23 teleports there and takes his spot, and then Incidental 41 comes back. Very strange. You can tell the animators made a little goof here, and here's the next goof from the masterpiece.
Okay, let's see it.
Make sure you... Voila!
SpongeBob!
Reporting for duty, sir.
I'm gonna need you to frolic and play on this here doohickey.
I read you loud and clear, Captain. Loud and clear.
We've already covered one similar to this in today's video, but before SpongeBob was about to play with Squidward's ridiculous statue of Mr. Krabs, look at this thing by the way, it's funny, his right eye is mistakenly colored yellow for a split second. It's only for a split second it goes back to normal, but look at this one frame, I'm zooming in, his eyes are yellow, and like, we already seen one like this earlier today, but this is much worse. This one is like very, very yellow, so really, really bad mistake, guys. Like, how does this even happen?
We've been stuck up here for 3 days.
We told you you wouldn't fit in.
Next up, we're talking about one of my favorites, Club SpongeBob. I love this episode. As you guys know, SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward get trapped in the kelp forest, and Squidward nearly starves because the magic conch shell just does not like him. That thing does not like Squidward. Now, during one of those scenes where Squidward nearly starves, we have a mistake. It has to do with SpongeBob's drink, all right? Watch this.
Dude, we're falling right out of the sky. We gotta drop the load!
Praise the magic conch!
Hey, SpongeBob, that sure is a lot of food you got there. You know I was just kidding around earlier, and I mean, I'm still part of the club, right?
Yeah, so you guys may have caught it, but as SpongeBob is drinking his drink, the actual liquid in the cup does not go down at all. Like, we can see the glass with the liquid here before he picks it up, and then when he's drinking it and puts it back down, nothing changes. And you know, I'm nitpicking, but this is a mistake. Like, I wish I had infinite orange juice like SpongeBob over here, but that's just not... That's not how things work, bud. I am very thirsty now, though, I can't lie.
Way, look! It's Widward! Sorry, Squidward, but you couldn't get in even if you tried.
You should be begging me to join.
Can't join. Can't join.
You can't get in.
This one takes place closer to the beginning of the episode, but the tree and the clubhouse are facing the road at the beginning, right? All right, right here you can see. And there are many trees seen. But after SpongeBob and Patrick insult Squidward, the tree and clubhouse have completely moved and are turned 90 degrees to the right. And now there are barely any trees shown. Just to show you too, here's a side-by-side comparing the amount of trees before and the positioning of the clubhouse. And it gets worse. As when Squidward climbs the tree, he is facing back to the road, as you can see here, all right, facing back to the road. But then when he tries to get out of the clubhouse, it is again rotated 90 degrees to the right. So like, is it facing the road? Is it facing Conch Street? It just constantly changes. First it's facing this way, then it's facing this way. Very messy, very, very strange. And here's one more from this episode that's from a similar scene.
I do not know, nor will I ever want to be a member of your...
Did you guys catch it? Well, when Squidward rides on his bike, he leaves his door open. all right? It's open. But then seconds later, as soon as he tries to get back down, the door is just randomly shut. And here's the thing, no one would have shut this door unless like a random other pedestrian incidental character came along and closed his door. There's no way his door would have closed. So kind of a weird mistake here. You can see they drew it with the door open and then forgot about this and drew it with the door closed. Not a big deal, but still a mistake. And let's keep it moving, guys. Here's another episode of SpongeBob with some wild mistakes.
Look at them eating that garbage. It's disgusting. They're sickening. I hate Krabby Patties.
Ah! Good one, Squidward.
First up is one of my favorite episodes from season 3. This episode is iconic and it's just one bite. This episode's all about Squidward trying a Krabby Patty for the first time and lying. My boy is capping in this episode, pretending he doesn't like Krabby Patties. You, Squidward, are a liar. More importantly though, this episode has 3 mistakes, so yeah, here's the first one.
It's delicious.
Listen, SpongeBob, how long are you prepared to keep this up? Give me that.
I'm gonna be real with you guys, if you caught that one, I'm impressed, as it actually took me like 3 or 4 watch-throughs to actually catch it. But when SpongeBob handcuffs himself to Squidward during this scene, the space between Squidward's arm is like colored in, and it's the same color as his brown shirt right here. I'm zooming in, as you can see. That little space right there should be the blue sky in the background, but the animators messed up. To be fair, this episode came out in like 2001, that's like over 20 years ago, so I'll give them a break, but that is a bad mistake. And that's not it for this episode. This next one's even worse.
You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward?
Yes! Yes! I admit it, SpongeBob! I love Krabby Patties!
I knew it all along, Squidward. No one can resist a Krabby Patty.
This next one happens closer to the ending of the episode when SpongeBob catches Squidward just going crazy with the Krabby Patties. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show the mistake because it's really bad. But quickly, here are some really quick clips of Squidward just going ham on some Krabby Patties. He loves them. Yeah, Squidward, you are a total liar, bro. You love Krabby Patties. But anyways, during this scene, alright, at the ending of the episode, when SpongeBob says, "I knew it all along, Squidward," take a look at our yellow friend's upper top left hole, as the animators messed up again, as look, it's blue for like a split second. It is only for like a split second, but that's still a mistake and it looks kind of weird. Imagine if SpongeBob's pores were blue. Anyways though, I've got another mistake from this episode, so let's get back to that. It's a good one!
Good. Now go spread the word. All the wasted years. I gotta have more. I gotta have more. But wait. After that performance, he'd never let me live it down.
Alrighty, last mistake for just one bite, which makes me sad because I love this episode, but hopefully you guys caught it, as it's a little complicated, so listen closely, Grapple Gang. When SpongeBob goes inside the Krusty Krab, we can see this window on his right, and the door is on his left. Remember this, okay? The window can be seen on his right, and the door is right on his left, right there. But as the scene progresses, and Squidward is about to enter, look, now the window is on his left and the door is on his right, which is a major continuity error. The layout of the Krusty Krab wouldn't just change randomly, and here's like a side by side. I'm splitting it right down the middle, side by side, and you can see major continuity error. Not that big of a deal, but hey, we caught it. We found it, Grapple Gang. And we're gonna find even more mistakes in today's video, even crazier ones than this one, so let's keep it moving and head over to another episode. Who remembers Picture Day back at school? Well, there's an episode completely based on this in SpongeBob called, well, Picture Day. It's from season 5. Now, this episode has 2 really bad mistakes that we're gonna dive into, but it also has a bunch of funny moments, so roll some funny clips from this episode, and then we'll get right into the spicy mistakes.
Take
teenagers! They've been let out of school, and they're pelting us with balloons filled with...
Ketchup?
Save yourself, kid! I'm finished!
Stamps! Oh, oatmeal! Blue.
You guys know what time it is. Let's expose the mistakes in this episode. Roll the footage. Here's the first one.
Well, I'm not sure how I did it, but
Did you guys catch it? Well, look at SpongeBob's pants during this scene as a part of it turns yellow. I'm zooming in so you guys can really see. Yeah, that part right there beside his arm is yellow, and that's like incorrect. That's a major mistake by the animators. And here's another mistake from this episode, but this one's a lot more technical, so pay close attention.
Don't schnivel like that. A dinner doesn't schnivel. Try putting this on. This is it.
You guys might have caught it from the clips we just played, but I'm sure I'll need to explain this one. So we can see that Tom Kenny, this guy right here, here's a picture of him, is credited as the photographer at the boating school. And we can see that Bill Foggerback, I totally butchered his name, but this guy right here, is credited as the trucker who is blinded by sunlight. But here's the problem, listen to the clips again.
Don't schnivel like that. A dinner doesn't schnivel?
Yeah, the animators or whoever edited this episode got it completely flipped. It's actually Tom Kenny who voices the trucker, and it's actually Bill who voices the boating school photographer. So a bit of a technical mistake here, like their credits got swapped clearly, and as you can tell, it's their voices on those characters. So yeah. As any longtime SpongeBob fan knows, this place is SpongeBob's iconic pineapple home. A place he's lived in ever since the show's first ever episode, and it's even mentioned during the show's theme song. Well, this place has had a consistent design since its first appearance, with it featuring 2 windows. However, during the opening shot of the season 13 episode, Plain to See, one of these windows is weirdly missing when there should be 2 of them. There's only one, there should be 2, making for a pretty bad mistake in my opinion. I mean, I know we've seen worse, but how did the art team forget about how SpongeBob's house looks? Yeah, here's a clip.
What a beautiful morning. Time to check the mail and see who loves you, Squidward. I wonder if I can return to sender.
Up next is another season 1 banger, that being Home Sweet Pineapple. In this episode, SpongeBob tragically loses his pineapple home and is forced to live with some friends. However, when this fails, he nearly moves away by the end of the episode to go live with his parents, Harold and Margaret Squarepants. Fun fact, this was actually both of SpongeBob's parents' first ever appearance in the show. But anyways, on to the mistake. We actually have 2. The first is during this scene, as if you watch the antenna on the back of Harold's boat, or his whip, it is repeatedly flashing colors. Like, look at this in slow motion, that antenna is wilding out, it looks really weird, like the colors are just flashing. Another mistake can also be found just before this, but listen closely. So, as you can see in this shot, SpongeBob is rocking this fresh little hat. It's a nice little dad hat. We can see it right here. Well, in this zoomed in shot that follows, the hat is suddenly gone. SpongeBob isn't wearing the hat anymore. But then, literally in the next shot, boom, the hat is back while he's talking to Squidward. Talk about a messy scene. Here are a few of the clips.
My house is back.
Oh, good old pineapple! It's exactly like it used to be. Here's the kitchen windows, here's the closet, here's the refrigerator, the nicest thing. Oh, Squidward, isn't this great? I'm back forever. You
hold too many memories. Well, Squidward, this is goodbye.
Goodbye, SpongeBob.
Our next mistake can be found in another season 13 episode, obviously because of the title of the video, and that's Upturn Girls. Now, real quickly, we've covered this episode a lot recently, as the episode has a lot of Easter eggs in it, so if you've heard us talk about this episode recently, that's why. What we're going to be talking about today, though, is a completely new mistake that we haven't discussed before. So yeah, let's get into it. Now, the mistake happens really fast, and it's early on in the episode. But before Pearl asks for the diamond card for Mr. Krabs, our favorite Mr. Crab is missing his pants. They're gone. I mean, it's not like he's completely naked or something, just given the angle of the shot, you should be able to see Mr. Krabs' pants, but you can't. So it's definitely a mistake. Also, this one isn't that big of a deal, but although Pearl says that she has never cooked a Krabby Patty before in this episode, she's actually wrong, because she's seen cooking them in the episode Welcome to the Bikini Bottom Triangle, thus making for a bit of a continuity error. That or Pearl just forgot. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways though, here's a clip of both mistakes with audio.
If we want to do that loitering thing in the city, I'll need an advance on my allowance. Oh, Daddy! Yeah.
All right, here you go.
Oh, Dad, we can't have a whale's day out with your balsa wood card. We need the Diamond Unlimited.
My diamond.
What are you doing here?
Oh, nothing, SpongeBob. Just trying to juggle schoolwork, having a social life, and running the family business, that's all.
Drama queen.
What's the holdup in there? You're acting like you never cooked a Krabby Patty before.
Yeah, Dad, that's because I never have cooked a Krabby Patty before.
The sheet's gotta be completely smooth and tight.
You made the bed with my old saggy skin. That's a pickle. But hey, no wrinkles.
Alright, let's switch up the flow a little bit. We're always talking about SpongeBob. Let's talk about the Patrick Star Show. And don't worry guys, I'm gonna head right back over to SpongeBob after this. I know not everybody loves the Patrick Star Show, but anyways, the episode is home eek, and here's the first mistake.
Reef Wellington! An A+ for you. Next up, we have,
Squidina's pickle pie. Aren't you gonna try it? You tried all my other projects.
So this one is a blatant animation error, but when Squidina says, aren't you gonna try it, take a look at her arm, as it's layered behind her sleeve. As you guys know, an arm is supposed to go through the sleeve, but in this one shot, her arm is behind the entire sleeve, which is just like a blatant mistake. And here's another one from this same episode.
Your other project.
I might have left some pins in it. Excuse me? Huh? You've got something on your shirt. Pretty please?
This next one is just weird, dude, but when the teacher turns around to face Squidina in this scene, for about a frame, take a look at his tie, as the lines around it, like the outline, just randomly turn green. It's so weird, dude. It's just randomly green. What? Normally it looks like this, but then for one frame, it's green. Such a weird mistake. And here's another one from this episode. 3 mistakes in one episode.
Squidina, did you save me?
How about we celebrate with some pickle pie?
Save?
No! Don't eat it!
Well, 4 out of 5 doctors can't be wrong. Tastes like an A+. Wait, does this contain gluten?
Were you guys able to catch this one? Well, when the teacher asks Squidina about her finished pickle pie, that's disgusting, a pickle pie. That is seriously so gross. But anyways, as the teacher asks this, if you take a look at his hand, it's colored white for a frame. Well, it's more of like a light green or something like that, but it's not the right color. Normally his hands look like this, as you can see, but in this one, they're white. And yeah, that's another mistake. 3 mistakes on one episode, that's a lot. Let's head over to another episode episode with even more mistakes.
When you write these stories, you gotta use a little imagination, boy.
Imagination.
Yeah! Maybe instead of man watches pole, you could say something like, oh, man marries pole.
We talk a ton about SpongeBob season 1, 2, and 3, or seasons like 11, 12, and 13 on this channel all the time. But let's go smack dab right into the middle with season 6, the episode being the Krabby Chronicle, an episode all about a Krusty Krab newspaper. It's wild. What we're really here to talk about though, guys, is what you guys clicked on the video for are the spicy mistakes in this episode. Roll the footage and let's see if you guys can spot it.
Well, gee, Mr. Krabs, I've written about everyone in town. Any ideas, sir?
Surprise me! Give me a shocker!
Oh, the wildest story ever, huh?
How's it going, lad?
It's a surprise!
Did ya catch it? Well, after Mr. Krabs leaves his office for the night and SpongeBob begins typing on the press, take a look at Mr. Krabs' office door, okay? It's right behind SpongeBob. This is important. It's right there. You can see it. It's right there. But in the very next shot, where is it? Where did the door go? Did like Mr. Krabs have renovations in a matter of like 30 seconds? I don't think so. I think the animators drew the door, as you can see here. But then in this scene, they forgot to draw it. And just like, how do you even do that? But anyways, here's another mistake.
What a money-tastical day, eh, Mr. Squidward?
Yeah, I'm just raking it in.
I'm excited about all the newspaper sales, too.
This next mistake is very similar to the last one, as when Mr. Krabs is walking up to the Krusty Krab, take a look at this poster of a Krabby Patty on the window. It looks delicious. I would love a Krabby Patty, but more importantly, the poster, remember that this poster is right here. As when Mr. Krabs eventually enters the Krusty Krab, the poster that we just seen is just gone now. It's vanished. It just, it doesn't exist anymore, which is another continuity error, guys. You know, continuity errors aren't that bad, I'll admit, but they're still a mistake, and guys, we've got more mistakes coming up. Let's keep it moving.
Another day, another nickel.
It's not that funny.
It's funny because it's true.
Carpool's over.
Back to SpongeBob, baby, and we're gonna be doing the episode Funny Pants, where SpongeBob is tricked into thinking that he's lost his laugh. We're gonna get into the mistakes, but take a look at this compilation of scenes where SpongeBob just cannot laugh anymore. It's actually really sad.
If you burn out your laugh box, you'll live your whole life without ever laughing again.
Mr. Krabs?
What's wrong, boy?
I lost my laugh.
What is laughter?
The thing that used to give my life meaning and purpose.
Poor SpongeBob, dude. Like, his laugh is kind of iconic. I'm gonna play just a soundbite of his laugh. Dude, it's annoying, but it's iconic. It's a big part of his design, so I feel bad for him for losing his laugh. I also feel bad for the animators, though, for these mistakes. Here's the first one. So this one happens at the very end of the episode, and you know, it's kind of a tricky one. But at the very ending of the episode, when Squidward runs off of his bed, if we slow the footage down and look, it seems like he's walking on air for a moment. This might have been for comedic effect or something, but I do think this was a bit of an error. We don't know for sure though, so let's head over to mistake number 2 that's a lot more entertaining. This one's also near the ending of the episode, but when Squidward bursts through the hospital wall near the end, look, the heart monitor is still running, which shouldn't happen because Squidward is no longer like connected to the heart monitor. Weird. All right, one more from this episode.
Look! He's waking up!
Where am I?
You're in the hospital, silly.
Did you guys catch it? So let's take a look at Sandy right here and look at her design. A big part of it is on her like white suit right here. There's this acorn symbol right here. I'm circling it. Well, when Squidward wakes up from his coma, look, both Sandy's zipper and the badge from her suit are just gone. The animators just didn't draw it. I mean, to be fair, Mr. Krabs' hand is in front of it, but they should have at least drawn the zipper. So yeah, as most of you know, know, Mrs. Puff has been trying to teach SpongeBob to drive for years. It's been like 23 years at this point of her giving SpongeBob driving lessons, and the dude always fails. So, in the episode Tutor Sauce, Mr. Krabs decides that it's his time to give SpongeBob a lesson, and, well, this happens.
I'm sorry, Mr. Krabs. Oh, I can't even cry right.
There. Failing your driver's test is nothing to cry over.
Oh.
How much do they charge you this driving school of yours?
Oh, about $100 a semester.
$100 a semester? Why, I could do it for double the price in half the time. I taught me own daughter Pearl how to drive like a little angel.
Hi, Daddy!
This empty parking lot is just the ticket. Like every young person, a novice boulder needs plenty of open, obstacle-free space.
Mr. Krabs, you're so wise.
Can't disagree with you there. All right, put her in gear.
Rookie mistake, right?
I suppose so.
Yeah, no offense, Mr. Krabs, but not only are you a terrible boss, but you're also not a very good driving instructor. Mrs. Puff is way better than you, but anyways, let's get into the mistakes in this episode. There's two. Here's the first one. Keep those eyes peeled.
Now slowly inch forward.
Inch.
Oh, broken wall. That's about 15,000. Lawsuits. Oh, that's a lot of zeros. All right, Krabs, get a hold of yourself. You've been a little worse fixed than this. Look at that face.
So take a look at this shot here. Most of the Grapple gang probably already knows where this is going, but this is the inside of the Krusty Krab. And as always, as you can see, there is the Galley Grub menu, the menu with all the food on it, and the order here sign. But in this one shot of Tutor Sauce, they're missing, which is a nasty mistake. And there's more. Here's mistake number 2, which is very similar, but let's see if you guys can catch it.
A little trip down the street to Patrick's house. That was just fine. But next time, wait until I say, put her into gear.
You missed one.
It happens really fast, but when Squidward says, "You missed one," the Galley Grub is misspelled as G-A-L-L-Y grub. Normally it's spelled as G-A-L-L-E-Y, as you can see right here. That's like the proper spelling, but I guess the animators forgot how to spell because they didn't include the E. Anyways though, these first two mistakes were kind of weak sauce, guys. Let's move over to episode number 2, which has even crazier mistakes. Let's do this. Our next episode is a SpongeBob classic. I'm talking about Krabby Land. This episode is all about Mr. Krabs coming up with a new scheme to get money out of kids on summer vacation. Here are some clips. It's hilarious.
You see, boy, during the summer, the children are excused from their classes, a recess commonly referred to as summer break.
I guess summer isn't coming this year.
Hey, maybe they're all at that new playground over there.
Playground? Luring away me young customers? Just look at them, SpongeBob. So weak and malnourished, with nobody trying to sell them nothing.
Breaks me heart.
The way you drove the boat while lying on the ground was kind of cool.
But that's not gonna get these munchkins away from this playground.
Unless... SpongeBob! You're just in time for the grand unveiling of Krabby Land! Here we go! I give you Krabby Land!
Now, as funny as this episode is, it does have 2 mistakes that are very easy to miss.
Another day, another dollar. Gee, I wonder what Mr. Krabs has been up to since I saw him last and then went home to do nothing of particular interest till this very moment. Huh?
So as you guys seen, Krabby Land is meant for little kids. But during this scene where we see like this big lineup of people waiting, we can see numerous adult incidentals. They're supposed to be kids, but the animators put adults instead, which was a mistake. Here's another one though, and let's see if you lovely people can spot it yourselves.
They seem to respond to me being in pain. They enjoy other people's misery.
This one is definitely easy to miss, but this incidental right here loses their eyes, well, their pupils, not their actual eyes, but the pupils in their eyes for about like a second. It looks really rough, but stay tuned guys, as I have some even crazier mistakes coming up.